It is our mission to embrace the ideal that our show shall always strive to belittle the stupid and to play an occasional song. We shall also strive to take all of your requests, but to never, under any circumstances, play those requests. It is our mission to offend as many people as we can in the shortest time possible. We shall always remember that no matter how pointless and stupid the things we say are, we shall present them in such a way that they will be lessons that will last a lifetime. We shall strive always to do nothing and to be mean. We shall strive mightily to always be the #1 morning show in Salt Lake, or, if not that, the #2 morning show, or at least somewhere in the top 15 or 20 morning shows. At least once a year, we shall go to someone's home, and we shall eat really good food, and we'll make you wish that you could be there to share it with us. And finally, it is our mission to always remind the listeners that we never lie, and we're always right. So let it be written, so let it be done.
Here?
Well, Kim Jong-un, he's a very talented man to take over a situation like he did at 26 years of age and run with it and run through it. He's very talented. His people obviously love him. And I look at those cliffs by the ocean where they shoot those cannons, and I think that would be a great place for hotels. He's a wonderful person. Justin Trudeau, though.
No.
Whoa!
What a...
It is truly a new world order.
It isn't on this.
It is.
This is.
It is truly a new world order.
But this is also.
Is there an on this day with this?
On this day.
Coincidentally.
George H.W. Bush birthday.
94.
Featured prominently in that song by Ministry. Who are coming to town?
Yeah. Let's see. They're coming to the Depot on November 23rd. Al Jorgensen will be in town. That's how
he's Gina, he's not.
No, he's not Swedish.
No, he's really not.
But his name is...
Just like you always say to me, the Pope is from Venezuela. Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump. It really is a new world order. He has... God, I don't know, Donald Trump has turned the world upside down.
Nothing will come from this.
He has... Gina?
Nothing will happen.
Please do not predict these things because you're always wrong. Please don't, because it makes me nervous when you predict things like that. I'm seeing in 10 years a Trump-branded hotel on a cliff in North Korea, and I'm seeing... I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like any of it.
No.
Jared and Ivanka made $82 million last year.
Yeah.
While working at the White House.
They have sacrificed, Bill.
Listen, it's been very hard on them.
That's against the law.
It is against the law.
But no one chooses to press the law again. It's a new world order, buddy. New world order.
So you're feeling the same way I am today, then. That's good.
What? How do you feel today? Because I'm on top of the world.
No, you're not.
I'm as happy as I was whistling like a lark when I came across the street this morning.
11 o'clock last night. I'm ranting at my husband, and he's like, "You really should go to bed. It's got a radio show."
You know what? He was right. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to start calling, and if it's, I usually am in bed by 8:30. I'm going to call you at 8:25, and if you're not in bed too.
Well, that's cute because Mohammed's soccer goes till 8:30 every night.
And
so.
unfortunately, you're a single parent and the only one who can handle it.
The tyranny of children's soccer.
Oh,
the
it's
more
true.
I hear about it, I don't know why you parents haven't gathered together and formed some sort of union to stop this
Carrie, because
tyranny.
they're all going to get full ride soccer scholarships to college, every one of them.
You know, you could just say, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I have to get up. Either you don't do the soccer or somebody else has to handle it.
No, because everybody's busy. Everybody has things. Everybody has
Stuff and things.
stuff and things. Stuff. And then we're driving home from. Soccer ends at 8:30 in Holiday. So it's not even like it's close to home.
It's way out there in the Holiday. It's a
So-
good 10 minutes away. we
but
get
still.
the horses going. And
So we drive home and we drove past a food truck thing that said world's best corn dogs on it. And Mohammed, who no matter how much he's had to eat before soccer practice, is starving after soccer practice. And he said, can we stop and get one of the world's
And of
greatest
course-
corn dogs?
And of course, you not being any kind of authority figure, said,
Well,
sure,
he has to eat.
he can eat at home. I'm going up to bed. Make yourself a sandwich.
This also would have been an excellent time to have a conversation about false advertising.
No kidding.
He was totally sold on the world's greatest corn dog.
All right. Well, let's get your check-ins going here. 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show, if you will, if you must. 877-602-9696. How about this? 3 words or less. Tell us, how do you think the human race is going to go extinct? 3 words or less. How is the human race going to go extinct? Because you know it will. 877-602-9696.
Can I do traffic quickly because it's
Yeah,
bad?
sure.
Already.
Did we already have some?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Emergency double rollover crash involving a semi. I-15 southbound approaching 7th South in Clearfield. All lanes of travel are closed. You can get on I-15 southbound at 7th South in Clearfield, but traffic is at a standstill backed to Roy. That's going to be a major issue this morning because the semi is rolled over and it's going to take a long time to clear that up. So that's traffic. Del Taco's Carnitas are back for a limited time to get 2 Carnitas combo burritos for just $5. Authentic carnitas served fast. It's unfreshing, believable price, and participation may vary.
Did you mention that for people who check in, a random checker-inner will get Ogden Twilight Concert Series tickets? There are all kinds of things going on. I bet you can find corn dogs at the downtown farmers market every Saturday.
I'll
Maybe.
bet. And I'll bet they're the world's best corn.
Farmers and growers. Now, because up there in Clinton, Utah, they grow the best corn dogs. They have these, I don't know, it's out there by the lake.
It's a
and
magical-
They have these beautiful corn dog bushes where they harvest them. No, the downtown farmers market, a lot of, now I saw pictures of the produce that was there last Saturday. Beautiful radishes, man, lots of different kinds of lettuces. So it's the early growing season. And as the summer goes on, of course, more and more things you can buy at the downtown farmers market, which we should point out is at Pioneer Park. They also have vendors offering prepared food, like maybe corn dogs, I'm not sure, but coffee and baked goods. The art and craft market is a great place to find stuff for your home and garden, and it's just a great place to go and watch people. So it's the downtown farmers market. It's now open, and you can go there this Saturday at Pioneer Park.
We want to put $500 in your pocket. Maybe we do 250 in this pocket.
877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
There you go.
Didn't I hear that the guy who complained about this in the federal bureaucracy, who complained about Trump ripping up the documents, was fired because he brought it to light?
It was either him or one of the people who was doing it.
Yeah, well, I think he was in charge of trying. He says it's my
Trump
job.
didn't know.
Yeah, he says it's my job to preserve government records, and they are tearing them up, and the White House fired him because he said that.
You're fired.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's officially begin the program, shall we?
Brought to you by 4th Annual Wee Beer Festival at the Golden Spike Event Center, Saturday, June 16th, featuring 45 different local artisan brews, entertainment vendors, food, and more. For information, go to goldenspikeeventcenter.com.
Richie, see if you can find me that story, will you? The guy. Let's see. Okay, here we go. It's time to begin the show. The moon, 2.6% of full, almost gone. It'll be a new moon tomorrow. It'll be a new moon tomorrow. The moon will set today at 7:49 p.m., today being Tuesday. It's the 12th day of June in the year of our Lord, 2018. And this is North America's most wistful radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show starring the lords of morning radio, the oligarchs of the airwaves, the cucks of communication, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Thomas Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And Festus is helping out with the program today. And yes, people are checking in. They called,
Well,
so I guess we have to do it.
It's brought to you by Ogden Twilight Concert Series, continuing this Thursday, June 14th, with Little Dragon, a Sweden-based electronic music band. They received a Grammy nomination for Best Dance and Electronic Album. Get your tickets at ogdentwilight.com, or maybe if you check in, you will win some from us.
And line 9 is still open at 877-602-9696, so you might be able to get in.
All right, let's go to Jared.
Jared, how are you this morning, sir?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well, I think. 3 words or less, Jared. How will the human race go extinct?
Selfishness.
Just one word: selfishness.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think that probably has. Yeah, you're right.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Ben. Hi, Ben.
Morning.
Ben, 3 words or less. How will the human race go extinct?
World War III.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
Ben,
On the nose.
Yeah. Let's give Ben the concert tickets because
Ben.
all of our lines are open. So by default, Ben, you're getting concert tickets to the Ogden Twilight Concert Series.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hang on. Get your information. Let's see. Humanity will persevere.
I hope so.
I hope that's way too optimistic for me, but
Yeah. Human stupidity, 2 words.
mm-hmm.
Denial of fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, nobody taking responsibility.
We started it.
They started it.
Here's a good one from Stray J. Whimper, not bang.
Ooh, a literary reference.
Very good.
Someone
T.S. Eliot.
who's read a little bit
Yeah.
there. Let's see. Tim the Tree Guy, 1 word, Yellowstone.
Oh, the caldera.
Yeah.
Like Woody Harrelson predicted.
Oh, that's okay.
It is?
Sure.
Ivy is checking in from Russia.
Hi, Ivy.
Oh, my God. I hope you're okay, Ivy.
I saw her. She posted a picture with our friend Tamrika.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see. We got Apes Will Rise. That's my favorite one so far.
mhm.
Thank you, Matt. Also, 99 red balloons. Scott in California checking in. Tweet-induced bombings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Underestimating people's stupidity.
I don't underestimate it anymore.
3
I
words.
expect it. I count on it.
Second coming.
Well, there you go. There had to be a biblical reference in there somewhere. Yeah.
And consumption of resources. Travis the Pieman. Antibiotic-resistant syphilis.
Yes. Bird flu.
I'm sorry I did this. This is not very cheery.
Damn dirty apes.
Yeah.
Ivy says she's good.
Good.
All right.
Richie found me that story. Do we break here? We need to break here?
We do
right?
need to break here, but we have news coming up.
I'll save it for the news.
Stand by for that. And coming up a little bit, I'll review The Incredibles
Oh, good.
as part of the news. And Mike Reese from The Simpsons coming up at 7.
Written a new book about
Yes.
The Simpsons.
All right, stand by for
Traffic?
all of that traffic.
Yeah, it's bad this morning. There's a double rollover. One car on its top and a semi on its side. Drivers are trying to get from Roy to Clearfield. You'll be stopped or at a crawl due to this crash. It'll take time for residual delays to clear. They have opened one lane getting past there, but it was so backed up for so long. Just getting that one lane open, it will take you a while. Celebrate Father's Day at Snowbird with summer activities, live music, all-you-can-eat barbecue this Sunday, June 17th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the Plaza Deck. Details at snowbird.com.
You know, we'd like to invite a summertime visitor into your house. Zero res.
Oh, good idea.
Have them come in. You know, say, it's a summertime. Come on in, have a visit, and then clean my carpets, please.
Summertime's a great time to have zero res. Now, it always dries faster than other carpet cleaners or upholstered cleaners, but in summer it dries extra fast.
Yeah. And because they use this empowered water, no chemicals, which is great for the environment, and they get your carpets clean. And also upholstery, as Gina mentioned, like if you have upholstered sofas and chairs, Zero Res can take care of that. And, you know, a lot of people don't know, they can even do the carpets in your car. So,
yeah.
They do that occasionally.
That's right.
So Zero Res, summer savings right now, you'll pay just $33 per room cleaned. Now, some minimums apply, but if you call them, they'll give you a fourth room for free or a chair cleaned for free, your choice. So call Zero Res today. Their schedule fills up. Remember to tell them you heard it on Radio from Hell. Call 801-288-9376. That's 288 Zero, Z-E-R-O, or go to their website, zerores.com.
Want music? Listen at 10 for a 1-hour non-stop music wingding on X96.
I've neglected my fatherly duties all day today. I try to help with the homework. Now, my lovely wife here does it most of the time. I try to do 2 days a week.
Thursday's your day.
And Thursday's usually my day.
And here you are at work.
And here it is Thursday. Now, part of what we have to do for reading, for homework, is read for 20 minutes. So you guys all ready for 20 minutes of, of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
We could do 5 minutes. How about that?
He's on chapter 4.
He's on chapter 4?
But he was concerned that maybe we should start at chapter 1 so that everybody would...
I'd be lost if you started in the middle.
Oh, come on. We all know. Augustus Gloop, man. We all know.
We haven't gotten to Augustus Gloop yet.
Oh, where have you gotten
So what
to?
are we going to do? We're going to start with chapter 1? Well, we'll start with chapter 4.
Start with chapter 4. Don't worry about us. We'll catch up.
We'll catch up.
If we have any questions, we'll stop Dad. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Gina might need a little bit of explanation.
Yeah,
I could probably do that, right?
I've never read it.
Gina's kind of slow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, little Bill. It's so hard to call him that because that's
why
really...
that's his name.
Yeah. Go ahead. Start. You can start right now. Go ahead.
Okay.
The next evening, Grandpa Joe went on with his story. You see, Charlie, he said, not so very long ago, there used to be thousands of people working in Mr. Willy Wonka's factory. And one day, all of a sudden, Mr. Wonka had to ask every single one of them to leave, to go home and to never come back.
Wow.
But why? Asked Charlie. Because of spies.
Because of outsourcing.
Spies.
Oh.
Spies.
Spies? Yes, all the other chocolate makers, you see, had been grown jealous of the wonderful candies that Mr. Wonka was making. They started sending spies in to steal the secret recipes.
Bastards.
Jobs.
You editorialize?
Swearing!
Oh, God.
No swearing, Dad.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
People want to hear you read, I think.
What?
They want to hear you read.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bill, when Festus and I read, he reads a little, and then I read a little.
Yeah.
And...
All right. You want me to read a little bit of this?
Go ahead, read a little bit, sure.
Then something astonishing happened. One day, early in the morning, thin columns of white smoke were seen to be coming out of the tops of the tall chimneys of the factory. People in the town stopped and stared. "What's going on?" they cried. "Someone's lit the furnaces. Mr. Wonka must be opening up again." They ran to the gates, expecting to see them open wide. It was a request, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
People wanted to hear Bill read.
I don't know.
It's homework.
Oh, it's
all
homework.
right.
We
well,
better
okay.
get back to
we
that.
better
Okay,
get to it.
all right.
Get back to reading.
All right.
Get back to the sweatshop. Get sewing those shoes.
We'll get back to reading.
What? Carrie needs some new Nikes. You kids get to work.
Bill Allred and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, 6:32. Big boy news and Opinioendo now, brought to you by
Personal attention, professional care. If you've been injured, call Benson & Benson, 801-889-16. I'm sorry, 801.
Hi, Gina. How are you? What's
Read
going
that.
on?
Read that
Let's see,
number.
let's
No,
see.
I'm not
Okay.
kidding. Read that number. Tell me.
You see what they want you to do.
I know, but yeah.
801-889-1644.
Yeah.
What?
801-889-1644.
But it's there's
See,
like
they broke it down for her,
Yeah.
so it was confusing.
Well, and it still doesn't sound right.
it's. Let me try one more time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Benson & Benson. 801-889-1644. That's how they want it?
Wait.
Got it?
Let me write this down. 801
889 1644.
1644.
It doesn't sound like a phone number, but
Okay. All right, there it is. I can see it now. That's a phone number. Okay.
I'm sorry, Heather.
This is
Probably on the phone right
No,
now.
this is great attention for Benson and Benson.
Yes.
801-889-1644.
Yes.
Got it.
Can I start the news
Yes.
now? All right.
I had this story yesterday, and I forgot to get to it, and probably for good reason, because several thousand women descended on an Irish beach this past weekend, and they were all naked.
Why?
The group set a Guinness World Record for the world's largest skinny dip. 2,505 women in all skinny dipping. And now, before you get too excited, I'll remind you again: these were Irish people. These were Irish women.
They were good-looking Irish people.
But not when there's 2,505 of them. The previous world record. 786 set in Australia.
Oh, see, now the
2015.
Australians are going to be better-looking people.
I would
probably.
think so. Yeah, the Australian women would. I'm just guessing on a whole. For those, and it was done for a very
charity.
Yeah, well, it was for those who have cancer. They're taking ownership of their bodies
that's
again.
nice.
A lot of the women said that the experience really changed their lives. So many of them were cancer survivors.
Good for them.
So it was a good thing. But just 2,505 naked Irish women. I don't know. All right.
There's a lot of sunscreen.
They really need it too.
Mm-hmm. truckloads.
So, Salt Lake City woman is speaking out after she says a stranger spied on her while she was shopping at City Creek Mall, spied on her by using his phone to take photographs or video upskirt at City Creek. Suspect has now been arrested. His name is Stephen Grogan. He is 41 years old from Salt Lake. The woman, who does not want to be identified, said she was in the American Eagle store on Saturday when the man brushed up against her, and then she noticed his phone was beneath her skirt with the camera facing upward. I wonder about the mechanics of that, but maybe a selfie stick is. I don't know how that would.
It's his arm.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's hard for me to imagine because my arms are so short.
Yeah.
They're abnormally short. Not entirely sure of what she saw, the woman ran over to her husband. They kept an eye on the man. She thought that's what he was doing to her, but was not positive. So she went over to her husband and they started watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, indeed, they saw him do it again to another woman. They immediately alerted store employees who called security. Mall security tried to confront the man. He took off running, but the cops, it just says the incident was reported to Salt Lake City police, and they took Grogan into custody.
So they caught him?
Yeah, but I don't know. Now, see, these are the questions you ask, Gina. Well, if he took off running...
Well, they caught him.
The incident was reported to police, and they took Grogan into custody. Doesn't say that they chased him immediately. It doesn't say exactly how the mechanics of that. Well, Donald Trump. Oh, wait, let me do this story first. This is another crime story from Salt Lake. Police responded to reports of shots fired in West Valley City early yesterday. No, it's early this morning. Shots heard at about 3:30 a.m. in West Valley. No shell casings were found in the area. I don't know where this is, Russet Avenue, West Russet Avenue. The motive is currently not known. Nobody in the house has gang affiliations, and according to police, no apparent reasons for the house to be targeted. One neighbor described the car as looking like a Honda Civic. Nobody was injured, but there were bullet holes around, so definitely shots fired. And Donald Trump jokes about his estimation of Kim Jong-un. When asked if he believed that his North Korean counterpart would follow through on promises that were made during the two leaders' conversations, President Trump said he really believes that Kim will keep his word, citing a missile engine testing site that Kim Jong-un had also pledged to shut down, in addition to some other things that we were able to do. I may be wrong and stand before you in 6 months and say, hey, I was wrong. But I don't think I'll ever admit that, he said.
He flew to Singapore for, if you go to x96.com/live, it was a photo op. That is all this was.
It was a show.
There's nothing substantive going to come from this.
I will remind you that they signed a document that was a page and 1/4 long, and so that said, he says he's going to denuclearize, and I said we would stop playing war games, which most people call military exercises.
He's a toddler. He's like, oh, come look at my cool car. And did you see that
He had a car
video?
with him? No, I didn't know. He had a car with him?
Like his, the limo that he rides in. He's like, oh, you got to come check out my cool car. You see him looking inside.
No, I bet Kim was probably pretty impressed. If you got a cool car, the North Korean dictator, you want to make him feel jealous. That keeps him, kind of off balance.
Greta Van Susteren was just interviewing him, and he said, oh, he had a great meeting. His people love him, and I give her credit. She said his people love him. He starves them and treats them horribly. And he's like, well, I'm only basing that on the last few days.
Donald Trump said that in every single interview he did. Wrong. He did an interview with Stephanopoulos. He did several one-on-one interviews, and he said the same thing. And every interviewer said, wait a minute, what do you mean that his people love him? I saw Anderson Cooper do that. Stephanopoulos did it. They all said, hang on a minute. They don't love him.
Well, it's just, based on the last couple of days.
I can only work with what I'm given, he said. And to me, he seemed like an okay guy.
So you're not listening to your intelligence reports then, apparently.
No, apparently not.
I can't see forward what's going to happen with this. I'm not going to try to predict. I can only look at what has happened over the past few days, and that is he's picked a fight with all 6 of our best friends. and then went and praised a dictator.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
That's what I got.
I don't know where it'll go either. I would not even care to predict.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Well, whether it, I mean, who knows? It could end up being an okay thing, it could, or nothing may happen. But Donald Trump addressed the haters and losers.
Which one am I?
Well, I have the benefit. I don't know about you, Kerry, but I feel really good knowing that I'm both.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a hater and a loser.
I got the feeling I had to be one or the other. So
he addressed the haters and the losers in a typo-filled tweet from Singapore just before the summit. The fact that I'm having a meeting is a major loss for the U.S., say the haters and losers. The president then addressed his successes with the rogue nuclear nation to display that arrangement was a win for the United States. We have our hostages. Testing, research, and all missile launches have stopped. And these pundits who have called me wrong from the beginning have nothing else they can say. By the way, when he was asked, Donald Trump was asked, well, how long, is there a timetable for them to denuclearize? He said, well, I know that it'll take a long time. These kinds of nuclear things take a long time. My uncle, he was a nuclear physicist at MIT, and I had a conversation with him about these kinds of things, and he said these things take a very, very long time. They gave him a certificate at MIT, honored him at MIT. He was my uncle. He got an honor at MIT.
I can't stand any more. I can't.
It's time to move, Gina.
I can't stand it.
Justin Trudeau is taking off his shirt and beckoning to you to come to Canada.
He's not hairy enough
Come
for her.
up here, Gina.
Not her type.
Oh, but he's muscular.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The state of Florida failed to conduct national background checks
this is
on tens of thousands of applicants looking to procure a concealed weapons permit for more than a year. Why? They lost the password for their login.
This is not a boner?
Can't you just click the little thing that says, forget your password? We'll email you a reset. Nobody can do that?
An Office of the Inspector General investigation obtained by the Tampa Bay Times showed that from February 2016 until March of 2017, the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services stopped using the FBI's instant criminal background check system, the primary database to make sure that concealed carry applicants don't have criminal activity in their past. No applications during that period underwent the required background check because somebody lost the password.
I'm serious. How do you not just...
President Donald Trump has a habit of tearing up memos, notes. Here's the story I was talking about earlier. Memos, notes, letters, and even negative news articles he doesn't like. According to one of the people tasked with reassembling the records the president has hand-shredded. Solomon Lardy, who said he was abruptly fired from his job as a records management analyst in March, said he spent at least several hours every day with tape piecing back together torn letters, memos, and invitations that Trump cast aside. We started getting these shredded papers, notes, and everything, Lardy said. See, it's a law. Any piece of paper that is the president deals with has to be preserved. Trump, and it's a habit, I guess it's a habit he's had just in his private business dealings. He reads something and then he tears it up and throws it away. You can't do that with papers that are given to you while you're the president. Mr. Lardy said, we started getting these shredded papers and notes. We used to have to piece them together with tape. Lardy said his supervisors only wanted a few people involved in the painstaking process of putting Trump's papers back together, a process he likened to an adult puzzle. I guess they didn't want to get it out, said Lardy, who had worked in the White House since the Clinton administration. When he started talking about it, he was fired.
And why is this more than just it happens once and someone goes, oh, no, Mr. President, you
got to preserve.
You can't do that. Well, why did it happen more than one time?
Well, I don't know, but I do know that Dukes of Hazzard star John Schneider has been sentenced to jail for not paying over $150,000 in alimony. John was sentenced to 3 days in the Los Angeles County Jail on Monday, according to TMZ, for not paying the spousal support due to his estranged wife, Elvira Schneider.
Elvira Schneider?
Yes. They call her Ellie, Gina.
Oh, good.
No, they should call her Elvira.
In addition to jail time, John, who played Bo Duke on the Dukes of Hazzard, will also have to complete 240 hours of community service.
How many?
He's gonna be painting guardrails, I think.
How many legal notices do you get before
And-
they actually put you in jail for not paying spousal support?
And Redmond O'Neill,
Oh, we just are moving on from that one.
the 33. Okay, let's here. Here's what would happen if we didn't move on.
Now I can feel it in my bones. I just can't wait to get.
I don't know how many
notices.
notices, Gene.
just
I
wanted
don't know.
some
The 33-year-old man, Redmond O'Neill, charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of criminal threats, 1 count of brandishing a knife, and 1 count of battery. He is the son of Farrah Fawcett and Ryan O'Neill. And on Friday, he was arrested and charged with attempted murder, among a slew of other crimes in connection to a violent spree in Southern California. O'Neill has been, he's had a lot of trouble with drugs and alcohol, and he's been involved in scrapes before. This time, charged with attempted murder. It will not go well for him.
No.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic?
Well, sports, Bill. It's a former NBA star and best friend of everybody involved.
Gina, you're taking my boner candidate. You can't do it.
Oh, all right. Okay, here's how little sports we have right now. Bill Belichick spent $60 on pancakes. New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick doesn't skimp out on breakfast. Belichick stayed at the Lowe's Regency, New York over the weekend and spent $60.97 for his room service order of blueberry pancakes and coffee. This was on Saturday.
Did you see the Steph Curry's kids after they won the Golden State Warriors won the NBA championship?
Mm-hmm.
He's got these 2 just adorable little
they're
girls
stars.
who they were. I mean, they were just so jubilant that their dad had won that the Golden State Warriors won, and he's saying now he might retire.
It's a good time.
Yeah, I mean he's at the in his prime, but he said, I'd like to live my life. So
do it.
But you don't have the big sports story.
What's that?
The Yankees, they have a minor league team.
Mm-hmm.
They're changing their name.
What is the name? Their current name?
The Little Yankees.
It's
the Doodles.
The Yankers.
It's the SI Yankees because it's on Staten Island.
Okay.
But they're changing their name.
Yeah.
To the Staten Island Pizza Rats.
Pizza Rats! Yay!
That's
I
good.
Need merch.
That's like the baby cakes. That's another great name.
There's their logo. It's got a circle with a pizza and a rat's face on
Pizza
it.
Rat.
Pizza Rats.
Weather, 84, sunny, nice, beautiful. Of course, a smile matters, and it comes with every new car at Performance Autoplex. 3 stores, Ford, Lincoln, Honda, and Toyota. Performance Autoplex in Bountiful. Traffic, not quite so lovely. Tow truck just arrived on the scene southbound near 7th South in Clearfield. All lanes of travel stopped for a minute to get the truck into position. They had opened one lane, letting people get by. That double rollover crash in Clearfield. So they'll stop traffic, they'll get the tow truck in there, and then they'll reopen that lane. But delays are stretched all the way back to Roy. Avoid that area if you can. You know that guy texting and driving in the car next to you? Don't be that guy. Just a friendly suggestion from your friends at Everest Collision. Download the Everest Collision app responsibly.
All right. We got round 1 of your boner voting coming up. Mike Reese from The Simpsons is going to be calling in.
Yeah, he's written a book called Springfield Confidential, Jokes, Secrets, and Outright Lies from a Lifetime Writing for The Simpsons.
All right. We'll get to all of that coming up.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
That's all you wanted. That's all you wanted?
I know. And come on, give me the Waylon Jennings.
Do you want
you? Me? Carrie Jackson. Come on. This would have been. Can we redo this in an hour?
No.
I want to redo all of this in an hour.
No.
Just a good old boy.
Which one was John Schneider? Bo or
Bo?
Looks like Bo Duke is in a heap of trouble. Now, what would y'all do?
Hey, that's all I wanted.
That's all she wanted.
That is all I wanted.
Feel it in my bones. I just can't wait to get.
All right.
I need it today, okay?
What you need lines and songs from
Yes.
one of the worst shows ever on television.
Yes. You meditate and go to the Zen Center, and I need quotes from old 80s TV shows.
Yes, Gina? I meditate and go to the Zen Center. Yes, I do.
I go to movies.
Supers are no longer in control. I am. Suit up.
I'll be there ASAP.
You better be back ASAP.
It's up to us. Yeah, fighting!
Incredibles 2.
Hey, little baby. Where are your...
And why did
Did
it
you
take
wash
so
your
long?
hands?
Because,
With soap? Did you dry them?
What? Is this all vegetables? Who ordered all vegetables?
I did. So, are we going to talk about it?
What?
The elephant in the room.
What elephant?
the reason that it took 16 years is because Brad Bird, who is the creator of The Incredibles and the head writer, he said, I'll come back with a sequel when I have a story. And he just didn't have one until, I think it was about 4 years ago.
Superheroes. And Elastigirl is our best play.
Better than me?
Whoa! I like Mom's new job!
Bye,
Now,
sweetie.
No problem.
This movie takes place, even though it's took us 16 years to get it, it takes place immediately after the first one.
You can do that with cartoons.
Yeah.
You can't do that with the movies.
No.
How are the kids?
Everything's great.
Because the first movie ends with the Underminer making his appearance, and this movie starts at that moment. So we get to see them battle the Underminer and all of that, and it takes off right from there.
Okay. And I don't remember that. It's been so long.
Family, I gotta leave it to fix the law. I gotta break it.
You've got to, so our kids can have that choice.
Thank you, young man.
So you get your own kind of Civil War kind of plot. Superheroes have been made illegal. And but along comes a rich guy and his sister, this rich family.
Okay.
And this rich guy says he wants to bring back superheroes into Providence because his father loved superheroes and all of that.
Suit up. It might get weird.
I'll be there ASAP.
Where you going ASAP? You better be back ASAP.
So what happens is it's Bob Odenkirk is the character who wants superheroes back, and he decides the best way to do it is a PR campaign. We're going to plant cameras on all the superheroes and show everybody the good work that they do.
Okay.
What could go wrong? But he says, I'm going to do it with a select handful of superheroes. I want Elastigirl to be the lead.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Incredible. Statistics show that you're collateral damage. You can't be involved in this until we get this all fixed. Then maybe later we can look at it. So he's forced to stay home and raise the kids.
Mr. Mom.
He's Mr. Incredimom.
Does he wear an apron?
He does not.
No?
Yeah.
Good for them.
So that's the plot, is Elastigirl off with these other superheroes, which include my new favorite superhero, Reflux.
Acid reflux.
Reflux is my
from
new favorite superhero.
Mystery Men?
He says, hello, Reflux, medical condition or superpower. You decide.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
But, so you meet a whole bunch of new superheroes, and there's a wonderful little plot twist that happens.
Okay.
And Edna is in it?
Edna is in it. She babysits Jack, which is against character because she does not like children. Those steal the show. Jack, Edna, the other superheroes. There's so much funny in this. Very funny. A worthy sequel. Incredibles 2. Sean Means will agree with me tomorrow, I'm sure.
Okay.
Or Thursday when he comes in. You'll like it. 3.5. Why not?
Okay.
That's stars?
3.5 out of stars.
Okay, 3.5 out of stars.
Yes.
So that double rollover in Clearfield still causing issues for people southbound near 7th South. You're just going to have to get around it if you can, take another route. They are clearing it up, though, so I'll keep you posted on the progress there. Crash southbound I-15 First South in Nephi. That's the only other incident so far this morning. Personal attention, professional care. If you've been injured, call Benson & Benson, 801-889-1644.
The advocates would like you to be aware of a couple of things.
Yes.
What?
What couple of things?
They'd like you to be aware of a couple of things that, when you're, so it's summertime and bicyclists.
Yes.
You want to get on your bicycle, you want to ride, you put on a helmet, you're riding around, but cyclists are considered vehicles under the law, so make sure if you are a cyclist, you obey all traffic signals and ride in the direction of traffic in a dedicated bike lane or as far to the right as possible. Motorists try to help cyclists be safe. However, accidents do occur, no matter how safe you try to be. And the advocates want you to know they're there to help you if you've been involved in that kind of an accident. We talk about car accidents mostly, but there are auto pedestrian accidents, cycling accidents, and insurance starts getting involved, medical bills start piling up. That's why you need to call the advocates.
It's designed to overwhelm you from the insurance companies. They make it difficult, hoping that you'll just go away. But the advocates won't go away.
Now remember, the advocates, they're personal injury attorneys. They will not charge you unless they get you a settlement. So if you've been hurt in an accident, call them. 801-355-5550, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Same thing goes with the chat feature at utahadvocates.com.
About the circus performers.
What are they going to do? Maybe they'll all be DJs in LA.
Well, I heard the Feld Entertainment family say, we're closing down the circus, 446 years, and we have 400 employees, and we are going to do our best to find jobs for them. And then they went on to say, there is some difficulty finding jobs for people who have been living on a train most of their lives,
like their families,
like a train.
Yeah.
A train that travels around the country. Yeah. They live on a train. They're circus performers. This is the life they know. There's going to be some difficulty of job placement for them. So I don't know. I think maybe we should start some sort of program. If you can take in a circus performer,
won't you put refugee circus performer?
I don't want new circus people living next door to me.
Now think about it. How handy it might be to have a circus performer of some sort living with you.
They could climb on your roof pretty easily, I bet.
If you
clean out your gutters, I bet they could do that.
I bet they'd be very handy around the house. Circus performers would be they know how to do all kinds of things. They would know how to go next door and scam your neighbors out of stuff.
I don't trust them.
They would know how to. I mean, if there are any, for instance, if you have neighborhood chickens, I'll bet they can steal chickens. Circus performers can do all kinds.
Circus performers can steal chickens?
I think they know how to steal chickens. I think they know the best houses to get free meals. I think they know all kinds of stuff.
Well, I'm glad you've been worried about this.
I'm worried about them.
And I want to find a solution.
Where are they going to? But I did think about that. I mean, these people really have been. The Feld was one of the women, one of the daughters of the Feld family said, "We're going to try and job place, but some of these people have been living on the circus train most of their lives.
Maybe they can be engineers,
porters, waiters. I don't know." Conductors, brakemen. It's just weird.
Not near me. Don't trust them.
Nope.
On X96.
All right, Hank Azaria doing some voices there.
Welcome back to the Radio from Hell show, Mike Reese. It's been a long time.
How do you do? It's nice to be here.
It's
How
nice.
long has it been? Have I done this before?
You have. When you had written the book, The Boy Who Looked Like Lincoln.
Oh, my God. All right.
Yeah.
Now I remember because you're the only people who talk to me about that.
Yeah, and it's Mike Reese, of course, is a writer for The Simpsons and showrunner. How many years now on The Simpsons?
I am starting my 30th year at the show.
That's great. And he's got
I fully intend to die there, and it could be any minute now.
new book called Springfield Confidential: Jokes, Secrets, and Outright Lies from a Lifetime Writing for The Simpsons. But I was looking in there on the dust cover, and it says you were a writer for Alf, so I just want to talk about Alf because that was one of my favorite shows of all time.
I'd love to talk about Alf. I'm still in touch with Alf. I hear from Paul Fusco now and again, the voice of Alf, and that was his voice. This was his speaking voice. So I'll get a call out of the blue. He'll go, "Hey, Mike, you don't know who this is?" I go, "I know exactly who it is."
It's Alf.
Wait, so you're telling me that's not a character voice? That's his real voice?
Apparently.
Oh, my God.
That's how he talks, and except for eating cats, that's who he is.
Wow.
It's funny how many times The Simpsons comes up. We do a daily radio show, and The Simpsons has to come up once a day, probably,
easily,
on the show about something. Yesterday we were talking about the crazy cat lady who throws cats at people, and it became a kind of a running joke throughout the show. It's just amazing what influence it's had on society.
Well, that's great to hear. It's good to have a job.
Let's. We don't have you for very long here. We don't want to get too heavy. Do you want to talk about the Apu thing a little bit?
No, I really don't. It's a funny thing. It's a serious issue. I give it 3 pages in the book, which is as long as I give anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about it, and it ends unresolved because we take it very seriously. We haven't figured out quite how to handle it. It's something sort of new for us to run up against.
Yeah.
And I think sort of a problem that arises from our longevity. That's something something, he was a very beloved character when he came on. He was the only Indian on TV, and times have changed and perceptions have changed, and now there are lots of Indians on TV, and suddenly a lot of people have turned on him. But a lot haven't. We hear from a lot of Indians all the time who go, no, I love the character. Oh, I was proud to have him on the air. So mostly what he's done, the press is always talking about him. What will they do with Apu and that kind of thing? And they don't realize he hasn't had a line in 3 years. That's mostly how we've been handling it.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. I've noticed that.
So it's kind of akin to a couple of things that occurred to me while you were talking about that. Is number one, we've asked a lot about Speedy Gonzales. Mexican people love that character of Speedy Gonzales. That's because it's kind of like that. But then the other thing I thought about is Barney Gumble. So here he is, a horrible drunk, and then you guys decide, well, maybe we should sober him up. Was it because of social considerations? And then you realize he's not as funny unless he's drunk.
That is correct. It was mostly Dan Castellaneta, who's the voice of Barney, as well as Homer and Krusty and about 50 other characters, wrote that script. And he wrote the script where Barney sobers up, and at the end of his script, he got drunk again. And we were fine with that, and then it just seemed too sad for him to sober up and then be drunk again.
Yeah.
So we said, no, we got to keep him sober. And then sober, he was just no fun anymore. So he's another character. He comes back and forth. But he's a little more marginal than he used to be. The big asset of working at The Simpsons is I just read the other day, we have 162 recurring characters.
Oh, my God.
And that's a number I just made up.
Mike Reese.
But we believed you.
Yes, writer for The Simpsons.
I believed it, too.
Yes. It's called Springfield Confidential, Jokes, Secrets, Outright Lies from a Lifetime Writing for The Simpsons. I think it's been about 15 years since you've been on our show. We hope to see you in another 15.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
See you. Bye-bye.
Now there's a guy who knows how to do an interview.
You just get just a short period of time and out.
He wrote his out.
Yeah.
he wrote that line.
Yeah.
It was a natural place to end.
It's interesting. You can tell they really didn't know or haven't known really what to do with the Apu character other than just sort of ignore him for a while. And
I read an article about Sex and the City the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And Sex and the City not on as long as Simpsons, but somebody who said, I was a huge fan of Sex and the City, and I recently went back and rewatched all of the episodes, and they said about 80% of them are so, because he's talking about how Simpsons has been around, are so would not play today.
Dated,
yeah. Sexist, racist, homophobic. And you think of Sex and the City as being such a groundbreaking TV show. And they said, you go back and watch it. If that show started today, people would be complaining about it all the time. And it's kind of the same thing he's saying about The Simpsons. These are characters that have been around so long, people felt differently about them. But Simpsons has never stopped running. So those characters come back. And you forget that 20 years ago you felt differently about it than you do now.
Well, he didn't stick around long enough for me to pitch him an episode.
What is your episode you want? Oh, your solution to the Apu?
Well, the solution to the Apu was one, but I don't think that they used the character Gil enough.
Oh, the salesman. Yeah, who's kind of he's kind of based on, I think, Jack Lemmon.
Probably.
He's like Jack Lemmon, the actor.
Remind me.
He's poor old Gil. He's a salesman.
Give Gil a break, would you?
He's never successful.
He's never a successful salesman. Yeah. But he stays in sales.
Yeah. It's a pathetic character.
It's a sad, pathetic character, and it's cringeworthy, and I think that's why I love Gil so much.
I want them to do more with the Sea Captain.
You haven't seen the Sea Captain
Not for
in
a while.
What more could you do with him?
Well,
he just comes in once in a while for There's not a lot you can do with the sea captain.
Gina, it's the same problem we have with you when we find things to do with you. It's, there's not a lot there, but we find things. When you're a long-running radio show.
Thor. Perhaps. Oh, no. Why did I bet the company payroll? Oh, Gil's in a lot of trouble.
This is an egregious miscarriagement of taxitude.
Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. You work and you slave and you steal just enough for a sweet lick of that shiny brass ring. Don't I get a lick? Doesn't Gil get a lick?
He's your favorite, huh?
I love him. He's hilarious. He's a car salesman now.
Go ahead, drool all you want. You can't hurt that finish now. Rainwater, that'll strip it right off, son. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Come on, Gil.
Hey, you red one! Can I buy that, please?
Well, if you... really? Well, hot dog! A sale! I'll take it from here, Gil. No, wait! No, you can't take my sale. My wife's gonna leave me if I don't start bringing in the green.
Come on,
let me have this one, Stan. I'm begging you. Look at me. I'm begging you, Stan. Let's go write this up, shall we?
Now, who is Gil? Is that Hank
Azaria?
Hank
Honey, you
Azaria?
should have seen me with my last customer. No, but I came so close. This guy was... Whose voice is that? Is that Fred? Oh, you said it was over. No, don't put him on. Hello, Fred. Hi.
I just love Gil.
Yeah, he's Jack Lemmon from the Glengarry, Glen Ross.
I think it's Dan Castellaneta.
Yeah, but Jack Lemmon played a character in Glengarry about the sales boiler room.
God, I just love that character. Anyway, all right.
Let's see. We've got...
Yes, we got traffic, and then round one of your boners coming up as well.
Crash southbound I-15 at 27th South in Salt Lake. And just a reminder that earlier rollover crash in Clearfield at the southbound 7th exit. It is in the clearing stages, so hopefully that'll be getting better for you real soon. That's traffic.
Here are your boner candidates coming up. Round one. Number one, what would Hitler drink? Number two, we're America, bitch.
Oh, boy.
And number three, just say no to prom and promposal.
Oh, okay. Glad you found that one. Round one of your boner voting coming up after these, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo.
Steve, Richard, all of those guys. Oh, no, we're going to talk about steaks here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Steaks.
Yes, Omaha steak.
They enjoy steaks, I'm
I know
sure.
they do.
Yes. Well, Father's Day is on Sunday, and there's still time to get this Father's Day package. I use Omaha Steaks year-round, but they like to show up once a year and remind you, Dads like steak. Mm-hmm. And they offer this big package every year, and it's very, very popular with our listeners.
Gil would like a steak.
Well, it's a very affordable deal, Gil.
Oh, get me a steak.
Look at it, only $49.99 plus shipping, and this is what you get. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
2 tender filet mignons, 2 beefy top sirloins, 4 crispy chicken fried steaks, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 all-beef Omaha steak burgers, 4 gourmet jumbo franks, 12 ounces of all-beef meatballs, 1 pound of steakhouse fries, 4 caramel apple tartlets, 1 Omaha steak seasoning packet, plus 4 more grill-ready Omaha Steaks burgers free with this purchase. $49.99 plus shipping. Right now, Omaha Steaks giving this limited-time offer to our listeners for Father's Day. This is a 78% off value, an amazing deal. Go to omahasteaks.com, and you'll search their website. In their search bar, you enter X96 in their search bar, hit enter, and you can get this Omaha Steaks Father's Day package, including all of that. Limited time package, $49.99. Go to omahasteaks.com, type X96 in the search bar, add Father's Day package to your cart. Don't wait, the offer ends soon. Father's Day is Sunday. omahasteaks.com, type X96 in the search bar, grab your dad, and fire up the grill.
This is very important.
I don't like breathing through my mouth. I prefer my nose. I think that's what it was designed for. Your mouth was designed for other things, and the nose is for breathing.
But sometimes you have to breathe through your mouth.
I can't.
You know that.
You cannot. Well, what we hear on the radio would give lie to that, but because we hear a lot of on the radio. But
so they said we have a snorkeling class. We don't need the snorkel. No, I want the snorkeling class. I want to know.
Sure.
So we took the kids to the snorkeling class. And they stop at Molokini, and I am terrified. I really am. Because I'm not only scared of breathing through my mouth with my face underwater, but I'm scared of sharks. I am, okay? Jaws ruined me.
Sure.
And it's just a boat out in the middle of the water, and you're getting off the boat, and
it's deep.
And it's deep.
You can't see the bottom.
And they said, "Do you want a noodle?" I said, "Yeah, I want a noodle." Give me the noodle.
To just hang on to.
My kids and my husband, no noodle.
No.
They just jumped in the water. I took 2 noodles. When I looked around and made sure that everybody that wanted a noodle had a noodle.
You weren't the only one.
Right.
There was an extra noodle.
Yeah.
Those noodles had been cooked earlier, though.
Yes.
And so we're out in the water, and the guy at the snorkel class said, "Don't put the mouthpiece in until you're ready. You can just put the goggles on and get used to the water and then put it in." So I'm out there just with the goggles on, hanging on to the noodle. And I'm thinking, I don't need to do any more than this. Nobody needs to know if I'm actually snorkeling or not. My kids are snorkeling, my husband's snorkeling. But then they have a underwater cameraman come up. He comes over to your group. He's like, "Get your group together and go under, and I'll take a picture under the water." So now I'm panicking. I'm like, I can't hide from my family anymore that I'm not putting my face in the water. Because camera guy wants underwater picture.
And, of course, you have to do that.
Well.
You couldn't just say to your family, "I really can't do this."
No. And I didn't want Joe to know I wasn't snorkeling. Because he's off snorkeling. He's not looking at me. I'm like, okay, I can totally do this.
All right.
Put the mouthpiece in. Stick my face in. Underwater camera guy's there. And I'm like, is he done yet? Is he done yet? Is he done yet?
Because you're not breathing?
No.
You're just holding your breath? Because even though you can breathe through the snorkel apparatus.
I can't, though.
Yeah, you can.
But I did it. I put my face in the water for the picture, and that was it. So as far as I'm concerned, I snorkeled.
No. Didn't see any fish.
No.
No. Didn't. Nothing.
No. I floated around on the noodle. I put my face in the water. But I'm telling you, if the camera guy hadn't harassed me into putting my face in the water, I wouldn't have.
Didn't see any fish. And I'm sure your
I've
family.
seen fish.
Did you see the fish? Did you see the turtles?
I can
Did you
Google fish right
can-
now, and I
know.
can see them.
Yes,
There's
I know.
probably
Sure,
a
you
live Molokini underwater camera right now that I could find online, and I
Probably.
could see everything happening there right now.
Right, which is way better than what you did. Which is way better than what you actually did by being
I
there.
got in the water.
Okay, fine.
on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 7:20 right now. Time for round one of your boner voting. Presenting to you 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Now, you have to listen to all 3, consider them, and decide which one of these 3 is the worst, which one of these 3 deserves to go forward, win this round, and get that chance to be boner of the day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 2. Yes, we do this again with 3 new candidates at 8:20.
Man.
2 round winners. They both go into the boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So pick your contender. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
All right, boner candidate number 1. What would Hitler drink? You see this?
No.
It's a local.
Oh, is it?
A local grocery store chain is pulling soda products that a customer posted a photo of online. It's a Nazi-themed soda product, and she called it offensive, and she was right. The commotion, go to x96.com/live. The commotion began when a customer posted a photo of a product called Not C Cola.
N-O-T, and then space S-E-E. Get it? Not C.
On Twitter, was apparently being sold at a Macy's grocery store. Shocked and horrified to see that Macy's carries Nazi Cola from Real Soda of Utah. Please stop selling this offensive product. 6 million Jews were murdered by Nazis. You have lost my business, the customer wrote to Macy's. Now, Macy's, and now this soda, by the way, it also has on it a kind of a Third Reich eagle symbol. It is. Now, I'm going to give Macy's a pass here because they just got this soda in from this company, and they didn't realize what it was. They were innocently, nobody caught it, is what I'm saying. Macy's has 13 locations across the Wasatch Front. Apologized to the customer, said, of course we will not sell this. They also sell this company, this soda company, Leninade and Orthodox Juice, Jooce. Those products were also on the shelves.
I've seen the Leninade. It's got the hammer and sickle on it. I thought that one was kind of funny.
Thank you for bringing this matter to our attention. We apologize, and our stores have been instructed to remove the product from shelves immediately. This item was not approved at a corporate level, it said in another tweet. So a store what they're saying is a store manager.
Oh, okay. All right.
A store manager did it rather than. The sodas are made by Real Soda in Real Bottled Limited, which is based in California, but the company has various distributors throughout the country, including a distributor in Utah. The Utah-based distributor didn't immediately respond to calls from, let's see, I think KSL did this story, for an interview. The distributor defended Nazi Cola after a different customer posted on a Facebook page April 20th. We respect and understand that everyone has differing senses of humor, the company wrote. Our goal is to provide a wide variety of sodas and flavors that everyone can enjoy.
So they're not saying, they're not apologizing.
And they should, and they shouldn't make it.
No.
It's not funny. Not C Cola. Boner candidate number 1. What would Hitler drink? And again, it's not Macy's. It's the maker and the distributor of this particular cola. Here's boner candidate number 2. We're America, bitch. 2 high-ranking aides to President Trump summed up the administration's foreign policy in 3 words. We're America, bitch. The comment was reportedly made when The Atlantic asked one senior White House official to explain what, if anything, is the Trump doctrine. The Trump doctrine is, we're America, bitch. That's the Trump doctrine, the official bluntly said. That Trump aide also repeated Trump's oft-repeated campaign trail accusation that President Obama undercut America's standing around the globe. Obama apologized to everyone for everything. He felt bad about everything, the aide said. Trump doesn't feel like he has to apologize for anything America does.
A second senior White House official, also asked to explain Trump's foreign policy, answered in nearly identical words. "We're America, bitches," the magazine said. The Atlantic noted that the White House's B-word use seems to echo the song America F Yeah from the satirical movie Team America World Police.
And his base will absolutely eat that.
There are T-shirts already, I'm betting. Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2, "We're America, bitch." Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, "Just Say No to Prom and Promposals."
All right. We got boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this. Big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, featuring corned beef, pastrami, mustard, and pickles, imported from New York City, now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Saturday, dinner Thursday through Saturday, featuring local live music Friday and Saturday nights, 20th East, 27th South, feldmansdeli.com.
Well, they've been dating.
Who?
And then they got tattoos.
Who?
Tattoos for each other.
Who?
And then they got a picture taken on and posted on Instagram where they were wearing their Harry Potter house outfits. So now it's going to be a marriage for Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live.
What, in like 2 weeks?
Yeah. A source close to the 24-year-olds told People magazine it's a recent engagement. They're just two people who found love quickly and make each other happy all of the time. They both started talking about it all this past weekend. It's nothing they've been hiding. The couple began dating last month and ever since have been actively posting about their relationship on social media. Pete Davidson got a pair of tattoos in Grande's honor. It's true love. Pete, when she saw the tattoos, she tweeted, "I love you." This is,
they could be married forever. You don't know.
I think they will. This is going to be
really.
This is going to be the marriage of the decades.
It could be.
It's going to be one for the ages.
It could. You don't know.
What did I just say? It's going to be a marriage for the ages. Why are you saying I'm saying something differently? Well,
I'm just wondering if they've gone on a long distance car trip together. You should do that before you get married.
They haven't driven across the country.
No,
You should share a small motel room together at a cheap sleazy motel.
They haven't farted in front of each other.
You need
to. There are so many things.
Met the parents? Have they met the parents?
Probably
not.
not. Probably not. I don't know, but I think that they'll do all of that stuff before they get married. I expect Pete, to ask Mr. and Mrs. Grande,
Daddy Grande,
for her. His name is Grant. Grant Grande, for her hand in marriage. But so they're going to be bonded together in holy matrimony forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a breakup I have to announce in the news.
What?
Well, the Salt Lake Tribune has dumped Channel 2. And they're now going to wed themselves to Fox 13. In a joint press release from Fox 13 and the Tribune, it describes the agreement as a new expansive content-sharing partnership that will begin cross-promoting stories, collaborating on news gathering, and highlighting the best coverage of both news organizations online, in print, and on the airwaves. An email to Tribune subscribers on Monday. I didn't get one. Signed by Jennifer Napier Pierce, let readers know that they could expect to see Tribune reporters appearing on Fox, and that byline stories from the Fox affiliate reporting staff may be appearing in the paper's print and digital editions. Woman convicted in the kidnapping of Elizabeth Smart.
Wanda Barzee.
She's going to have a parole hearing today. She and Brian David Mitchell kidnapped Elizabeth Smart in 2002. She has a chance for freedom as she's expected to plead her cause at a parole hearing this morning. Elizabeth Smart is expected to be there, according to her father, Ed. It'll be the first time she will see Barzee, who's now 72 years old, face to face. Since the sentencing in 2010, the Smarts say they have forgiven Barzee, but say, as far as they have been able to determine from, prison officials and things, that she shows no remorse.
She's crazy
for what she does. Yep. She did. In fact, Ed says she is was told she's still carrying Brian David Mitchell's Bible around. She has it with her in prison.
She's crazy.
I was told that she brought it in with her to church, and she says, I would like to read something, and she started reading out of it, and somebody had to stop her. And by the, I think they mean what Brian
you mean
David
court, not church. You said church. She brought it into court?
No, it says church. It says church. Anyway, but I think what it means, Brian David Mitchell's Bible, I think it's not a Bible that, it's just not a regular Bible that he owned. It's a Bible he wrote.
Oh.
Yeah. And so she started reading from it in church, and somebody said, maybe you better stop. Yeah, she's still kind of nutty, I think. The paparazzo. His name is Rino Barriali. He's an Italian paparazzo.
Yeah.
Caught Asia Argento dancing in a Roman restaurant with a French reporter. He took some photos and sent them to an Italian magazine. This was 6 days, a few days anyway, before Anthony Bourdain died as a result of suicide. That was on June 8th, after the pictures appeared in this magazine. If I had known, I wouldn't have taken the photos, he said. A picture is not worth a life. If that shot that I took somehow triggered his death.
From what I've read, I doubt it did, because apparently he and Asia had an open relationship.
That's what most people said, but
that
maybe
could still be upsetting.
Yeah.
Maybe he couldn't handle it anymore. Another photographer took pictures of Argento and Clement holding hands and hugging in the streets of Rome, but then pulled them off the market after Anthony Bourdain died. Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un see a new chapter in their relationship. President Trump said Tuesday that he was suspending joint military exercises with South Korean forces.
The war games.
And that he was confident North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, would begin dismantling his nuclear arsenal very soon. Speaking after a historic summit meeting in Singapore, Mr. Trump described the joint exercises as very provocative. These war games that we do, they're provocative.
Apparently, I just saw that this all came as big news to South Korea, that they were going to stop doing those.
Oh, they didn't let them know.
No. Really? Thought we should have talked about that maybe before.
Well, maybe if the South Korean ambassador, American South Korean ambassador, would have been at these. Oh, wait, we don't have one, so maybe that's why it got lost.
The meeting was the first time between a sitting president and a North Korean leader. In a televised ceremony afterwards, the two men signed a joint statement in which Trump, quote, committed to provide security guarantees to North Korea, and Kim reaffirmed his unwavering commitment to complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. Asked if Kim had agreed to denuclearize, Mr. Trump said, "We're starting that process very quickly, very, very quickly, very quickly, absolutely quickly."
Typical liberal.
Joint statement said the two nations would hold follow-on negotiations led by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Singapore restaurants were ready for Kim and Donald Trump, and they blended the cuisines of both countries. Let's see, in one Singapore restaurant, there was a Trump-Kim hamburger. The burger is representing America, whereby and there's a kimchi patty and then a burger patty.
Trump won't eat that.
It's not for them, Gina. They're not. Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un are not holding hands and wandering around Singapore looking for eats. It's not for them. It's an advertising ploy that these restaurants, and then there's a piece of sushi sitting next to a pile of fries and a hamburger.
Kim, I'm looking at restaurants near us.
This Yelp review is terrible.
Typical liberal.
For suggestions of where we
let's see, and then
it's a hostile liberal. All right, hostile liberal.
Oh, and then this story. It was yesterday this came out. The Supreme Court upheld Ohio's aggressive efforts to purge its voting rolls, siding with Republicans in the latest partisan battle over how far states can go
in imposing restrictions on voting.
People should be scared about this, and they're not.
The court ruled that states may kick people off their voting rolls if they skip a few elections and fail to respond to a notice from election officials. So what it's saying is, okay, every United States citizen of the age of, 18 now? 18 has the right to vote or not to vote.
And
that is my right.
And you can register to vote.
If I choose not to vote for 5 years, 10 years, that's my business. That is my business because the vote is my right. But Ohio Republicans, they want to get a lot of those people off the rolls because they're lazy Democrats. And they don't
so
want
what will
them,
happen
they don't
is,
want them to come and vote, and it'll change redistricting.
If you don't vote, I think it's 2 election cycles. If you choose not to vote in 2, you are automatically unregistered. Now you'll get something in the mail that says, hey, you need to re-register to vote, which might get thrown away or something. But I bet anything that the Republicans are super active about letting their people know.
Sure. Damn right
and
they
you
are.
better register because people aren't going to realize till it's too late. They'll
can't.
go, I'm going to go vote. Oh, wait, you're not registered anymore.
And when Gina says people, she means Democrats because that's the way Democrats are. I know, I'll get to it. Oh, whatever.
It's true.
Republican. No, it's true.
No, it's true.
It's true.
Midterm elections, we progressives never show up.
Democrats are terrible.
You won't think about it.
They're
until
lazy
it's
and
too late.
thoughtless. And
I'm
they
the
are
self-righteous liberal douchebag, not you.
And they're all on welfare. At
Every
the top
one
of
of
them.
them.
But I mean, this is the ploy. This is what the Republicans want.
This is how they win.
And it will change. If those people are taken off the voting rolls, then it can change how things are redistricted.
Right.
As well.
All right. Weather traffic.
No, but the weather's beautiful. That's something to be happy about. 84, sunny, lovely. The 4th annual We Beer Festival at Golden Spike Event Center is Saturday, June 16th, featuring 45 different local artisan brews, entertainment, vendors, food, and more. Go to goldenspikeeventcenter.com. Slowdown being conducted by Utah Highway Patrol southbound I-15 at 33rd South in Salt Lake to get a backwards-facing car turned the right way around. I don't know how that happened, but earlier incident southbound 15 near 7th South in Clearfield still causing delays in that area, but they have cleared it up. If you see something, you can text it to us. I thought a friend of the program sent something in, but it's getting pushed back already. So resend it if you see any traffic. I appreciate it when you do. 33986. Personal attention, professional care. If you've been injured, call Benson & Benson, 801-889-1644.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Just say no to prom and promposals. A promposal may end up landing somebody behind bars, and it should. After a national monument in Colorado was vandalized last month, the National Park Service's Colorado National Monument posted about the vandalism on Saturday. It shows the words prom ... is ? And I promise to love you forever and always on some rocks, painted on some rocks located outside of Grand Junction. National Park Ranger Frank Hyde said the vandalism was reported in May by someone who lives near the site. The graffiti is still up because preservationists need to analyze the damage and make sure there aren't any historic works of art such as subtle paintings there that have been damaged due to the message. The National Park Service can apply a maximum penalty of 6 months in prison and a $5,000 fine for that kind of vandalism. It is a horrible thing to do. A prom posal in spray paint on a national monument.
It's just the worst.
Boner
There
candidate.
is,
At x96.com/live. There's part of it. Boner candidate number 3. Just say no to prom and promposal.
All right, so let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. What would Hitler drink? There is a soda, and it turned up on some shelves at Macy's grocery stores, but they're not the boner candidate here. They kind of got by them, I think. It's the whoever's producing this soda called Not C soda, and it's got a Nazi
German
falcon,
eagle.
Yeah, German eagle on the bottle.
Yeah.
Not C soda. That's boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. We're America, bitch. That's what two different senior aides in the Trump White House said when a reporter said, "How would you describe the Trump doctrine, Donald Trump's philosophy of making America great again?" "Well, we're America, bitches." Really. And then boner candidate number 3, just say no to prom and promposal.
All right, you got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one of these deserves to go forward and get a chance to become boner of the day? If it wins this round, it'll go up against the winner of round 2. Yes, we do this again with 3 fresh candidates at 8:20. And then we take those 2 winners, throw them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So pick your contender for round 1. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one you think should win. Put it in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. And call. Use your voice, 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting June 12 and vote there. You got less than 300 seconds. Go.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop music wingding at the conclusion of Radio from Hell on X96.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. Our elders are tracting their way across the cosmos, looking for prospective converts, when suddenly they find themselves aboard the last surviving battlestar, Galactica, where our elders are introduced to Commander Adama.
Quiet, Muffy. They don't look like Cylons.
Welcome. I'm Commander Adama.
Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons. Say, you look like that guy from Bonanza.
I am in command of this fleet, and we are searching for the lost tribe of humans and a shining planet called Earth.
What a coincidence! We're from Earth. Would this lost tribe you're looking for just happen to go by the name of Nephites?
No, I don't think so. What can you tell us of Earth?
Well, everybody there is pretty much like us.
Hey, Lehi, why don't you show them the Saturday's Warrior holographic disc that your mom sent you?
Look, Muffy, they have more teeth than you do.
And you say this pretty well represents Earth?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Colonel Ty, turn the fleet around and set course for Cylon.
Father, you can't be serious.
Son, if we have to choose between genocide and a life with those Saturday's Warrior people, I'll take my chances with the Cylons.
So, I guess this means that you won't be joining our church then.
Apollo, Starbuck, show these 2 to a launch bay, and make sure they take that holodisc with them.
Oh, Felger Carb.
Elder Jensen, what's your language?
Fleeing the Lex Diaz of Ado tyranny, the last battlestar, Galactica, sets off for a shining planet called Cylon. Join us next time to hear Elder Jensen say,
Hey, do you think that kid knows that his dog is really just a monkey in an orange dog suit?
On the next brain-numbing episode of Space Elders!
Bill, and of course, Gina on X96.
All right, 7:46. We do have the X poll coming up.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by glass of wine.
Okay.
And tonight at Gracie's, it's Tuesday night bluegrass jam with Pixie and the Party Grass Boys. That's at 7, followed by the Columbia Jones Trio from 10 to close, adults only.
Boner candidate number 1 was What Would Hitler Drink? The company that produces Nazi soda, Notsee soda.
No.
Boner candidate number 2, We're America, bitch. 2 top White House aides, when asked what the Trump doctrine is, both said pretty much the same thing. Well, we're America, bitch. That's what our doctrine is. And then boner candidate number 3, Just Say No to Prom and Promposal, someone who vandalized some rocks at a national monument doing an invitation to prom in spray paint. Let's see, JR won the Gracie's gift card, and the winner, boner candidate number 2, We're America, bitch.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that's your winner of round 1. It now proceeds to boner fight at 9:20, where it will face off against the winner of round 2's boner voting, yet to be determined because that happens at 8:20. All right, yes.
We got the
X-Poll brought to you by... When life feels like it's crashing down on you from above, Lifetime Roofing is here to offer you peace of mind. In that home of yours, you and your family have your own personal fortress of reassurance. Roofs at Lifetime Roofing are simply better than everyone else's, period.
877-602-9696 is the number to call for the X-Poll to participate. We were talking about this yesterday, I think, or the day before, so very recently at any rate, about online reviews for restaurants and other things, businesses. Yelp does them, Google does them, TripAdvisor. There was that story about somebody who'd written a review of a place in Branson, Missouri, on TripAdvisor, saying, "Well, it wasn't that great." Gave it kind of a lukewarm review, and they were being sued by the business that they'd reviewed.
But do you use them? Do you write them? Do you leave comments?
I almost never read them.
I do a lot when I'm traveling, and I'll do the, best restaurant near me, because I don't know this place, and I find them helpful in those.
So if you use them or you write them, tell us why, or you probably have stories about them too, where they have proved to be, these Yelp reviews and Google reviews have proved to be something good for you or something not good for you.
877-602-9696.
Yeah, what's your, what is your experience with these kinds of reviews?
What's yours, Richie?
So for me, whenever I travel somewhere, I love the TripAdvisor because I'll look up the 10 best things to do in a particular place. And I will always look at the ones that have the most reviews. I won't necessarily go do them just because they have the most reviews, but in a lot of places, like you say, I feel like I know Salt Lake pretty well. If I want to go see a place or someone has told me about a restaurant or something to go do, I just kind of can go do that, or I trust that person well enough to go do it. But in a new place, like I don't have any idea, and reading the comments for me where I think that that's valuable is if something has, say, like 300 reviews and people are like, oh, this this garden place like in Hawaii or something like that, it's overrated or it's far too crowded, we thought it was beautiful. Like, I want to know what I'm getting myself into. And it's one thing if there's one person who says, this place sucked, I can't stand it, anything like that. But if over and over and over and over people leave the same review, I like to get in on it.
I'd like to also know, I can sort of understand using them. I don't do it, but I don't understand the people who write them. Why? And
That's what I don't get.
There are some people, when I have read them before, they act like they're professional restaurant critics.
Yeah,
or,
well, I mean, there's a whole South Park episode about this. Yeah.
Well, and I can speak to that only the experience that I know. I know with Yelp, Yelp has things where the different writers, if you write a certain amount of reviews, you're in a club called Yelp Elite, and you get together and eat with those folks.
Really?
So you start
that sounds no fun
So
at
you
all.
start to know those people, and then if you know someone and you go, oh, I have similar tastes, interests as such and such a person, you're going to look for that particular person's reviews so that then you go to those places.
Steve from XL is on line 1.
Oh, okay. Let's start with Steve from XL.
Steve, how are you this morning?
I'm good, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me listen.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Steve, XL Automotive Repair, our auto mechanics. Are we doing an ad for them today?
He provided this music for the X-Poll.
Oh, that's right.
Steve, what are your thoughts on this?
That. Yeah.
Now, so you have a business, and people do reviews and
Absolutely.
And tell us about it.
My main beef is with Yelp, and I have three issues with Yelp. Number one, I believe, and I say I believe because obviously I can't prove it, but I believe that Yelp employees get on and leave negative reviews about businesses in order to get sales.
You are
and
you are not the first business that I have heard this accusation come from.
Well, there's a guy on our Yelp review site that has left one single review. Now, if you don't know how Yelp works, they have a filter system that filters out all these positive and negative. I don't know. I don't really understand it, but we have one guy on our site, on our Yelp site, that left one negative review. The situation he described never happened, but occasionally we get a guy calling us saying, I can make that go away for $300 a month.
Really?
I can't prove it. I can't prove anything. But if you go to our Yelp site, there's one guy with one negative review. He's left one review in the history of his life, and it's for us about a situation that never happened.
And see, I've heard this from enough businesses. This is the exact same model. That's why I don't like Yelp.
Yeah. You know, but you can trust us when we say XL Automotive Repair. That they're Steve and Richard. And
listen to us.
Yeah.
We're your recommendation.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks,
So
Steve.
I have more, but I'll let you go. But thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks.
Let's go to Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us about your review situation.
So generally, I never, try to listen to them because they're usually just a bunch of crap. I never look at the 1 stars because it's always just somebody whining about something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not even has to do with the site itself. So I generally read the middle ones, the 3, maybe the 4 stars, and just kind of glance at them because usually they're somebody that might have an actual gripe with the company or the restaurant or the hotel or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I buy a lot of things on Amazon. Does it too? And Amazon is always asking me to review
And I've never
stuff that I buy. Yeah. Leave me alone. I don't want to, and I don't ever read the stuff on the Amazon ones either. All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me listen.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Jessica.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't like to write them, but I will read them before I buy something. Like if I make a big purchase, I'll read the reviews and see what people have to say about them.
And it seems to be helpful?
Yeah. I mean, helpful in the sense that if it's a crappy product, then I'm not going to buy it. Right?
So you trust the reviews then?
Yeah, I mean, I try to, I guess. I haven't had a bad experience, really.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay.
We will continue this X-Poll after these messages. 877-602-9696. Do you use online reviews? Do you write them? Do you trust them?
Are you a business that
has an experience with them?
I'd love to hear about that, too. So
everybody does it, you know. I mean, I'm sure if you went and looked at Hoops Vision website right now, there are reviews there, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure of it.
It's speaking of that, trust us, not the reviews on the website.
Because we've been there. Yep. We've used the product. We've had our eyes fixed at Hoops Vision. We've had family members that we've sent to get them fixed. I just sent my my sister's partner just recently. And she said, I don't know why I waited so long, because I talked to her for 2 years about this going up.
Right now, Hoops Vision is having a thing for Father's Day, which is this Sunday. Dads, work hard, and wouldn't it be nice to work hard without your glasses slipping off your nose or having to use contact lenses? So a Father's Day special for dads, Schedule a VIP consultation by the end of June. You'll get $700 off per eye on LASIK. That's $1,400 off an all LASIK procedure. And with LASIK from Hoops Vision, your dad will be free to do his thing without the hassle of glasses or contacts. So call them for a free VIP consultation. Ask about their 0% financing for up to 24 months. That's pretty good, too. Call 877-30-LASIK. Or visit their website, Hoops Vision, HOOPES vision.com.
Traffic looks like we're pretty much cleared up that accident 7th South, southbound I-15. This is up Davis County. Incident there. Crash northbound I-15, 110th South in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15, 27th South. Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it, 6831 South State, and online at hastergames.com.
I know it's Tuesday night and there's nothing going on, so grab a pint of your favorite ice cream, maybe some shaved ice, pop a couple Cialis.
"19 science-backed ways that men can appear more attractive to women."
There you go, Richie.
I'm in.
And then there's a picture of Ryan Gosling.
Well, he doesn't have to do anything. He's already doing it all.
Former Mormon Ryan Gosling.
Read on for simple ways to step up your dating game, it says.
Okay, I'm ready.
Look for the universal signals of flirtation. A woman smiles at her admirer, lifts her eyebrows.
What are you doing, Gina? Why would you do
Isn't
that
that
to
the
me?
universal symbol of...
What is it? Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
That's what they're saying right
Winking?
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't you?
Sequential flirting gestures.
Sequential.
Distinctive. Yeah, and that's it. When Gina does that, men rush to her because they think she has epilepsy.
Yeah.
Look for somebody in your league. Don't try and...
Richie, somebody
Know
in
where
your
you're
league.
at. No, listen, always just one step up from where I'm at.
One step up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Present yourself as high status.
How do you... Your obligatory free T-shirt doesn't...
No, and your man bun doesn't do it. But if you if you have like a Ford Fiesta or a Bentley, high status with the Bentley. Try and have some trappings.
So buy a car you can't afford so you can get a woman?
That's just an example. Have some trappings of a status that is perhaps higher than what you really are.
It's because women are shallow? Is that where this list is going?
Yep. I mean, no. Character, personality, sense of humor.
You know what women are? They're ball break. I'm sorry. Try to look older. Look a little older. Women prefer like the George Clooney, Silver Fox kind of look a little bit older.
Okay.
All right.
So far, I'm none of these.
Grow a light beard.
Okay.
Now, by light, that's not the color of the hair.
No. Then they show...
Is my beard too long for a light beard?
Yeah, yours is like a full beard.
Okay.
Light beard is like scruff.
Okay.
They're showing a picture of David Beckham. I think that's who that is.
Okay.
David Beckham doesn't know.
So I need to trim back the beard a little bit.
Yeah.
That I can do.
Yeah.
He always had that kind of... build some muscle, but not too much.
But Richie's got muscle.
Not too much.
Richie works out a lot.
Not too much.
But I can put my arms down, so it's not too much.
Right.
Right.
Show them the gun show.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah. By Broovies Cinema Pub, now open in Ogden, featuring the biggest Hollywood blockbusters and the best independent films, and of course a full bar, great food. Broovies.com for more details. Go there for their grand opening June 15th.
All right. 877-602-9696 is the number for the X-Poll. Online reviews, Amazon, Google,
Yelp.
TripAdvisor, Yelp. Do you use them or do you write them?
I don't trust here's texts. I don't trust the Yelp reviews. I used to work in customer service, and people would call and ask for free stuff and then threaten us with a bad review when we didn't give it to them.
Somebody says, I read the reviews on Amazon for almost every purchase. They're quite helpful. For whatever I buy, I always get an email bounce back. Hey, review this, and I've never done it.
I was part of a Facebook group that would send me free products on Amazon by giving me a coupon code in exchange for a favorable review of the product. Let's see. Amazon does catch on after a while and blocks you from posting reviews.
I do use the Amazon ones, too, because a lot of times when you're searching for a general product and it gives you suggestions of here's several similar ones.
So you find them helpful, but you choose not to be helpful by not doing them. Okay.
All right. Let's go on with some calls. Let's go to this is Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. What about your experience with reviews?
So years ago, my girlfriend was working as an optician, and somebody left a review about her company, specifically about her, because she got great service from her.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of which, her boss actually went on and was looking at the Google reviews and saw that she had this great review about her specifically and ended up giving her a So now, anytime that we go anywhere and we experience a great service, or specifically typically from someone who does a great job working with us, then we'll leave a good review for the review or for the business and for that person who helped us.
So you hope that it will be as helpful to them as it was to your
pay it
girlfriend.
forward.
In a way, too, yeah. I kind of pay it forward in a way.
I think that's again. I am almost persuaded that I might do that as well. But thanks for calling us.
All right.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you. Let's go to Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hello. Thanks for letting me listen.
Sure.
So I'm a local art and marketing director at a company here, and I could go on about Yelp forever, but really what I wanted to say was we do try to get people to leave reviews because it can help our business. And even the negative ones, we try to respond and say, how can we fix this? How can we make it better? Because we do want to learn and be better.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can say is if you're going to leave a review, make sure it's about the business. Don't make a review about, well, I don't like the way this guy parked, because we did have one of those. So that's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Will. Oh, hello, Will.
Oh, Will.
Hey.
Hi.
So I do a lot of, I read a lot of reviews on Amazon, and I write a lot of reviews on Amazon. And living here in Utah, I write a lot of reviews for Google.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you find people who, when someone's got a low rating and you read a 1 star, you can tell when people are just complaining just to complain. They've got that, super whiny, nitpicky feel going on to it.
You can determine that from reading it.
A lot of the time, yeah. I mean, when someone's just being angry and upset about a place, yeah, I think so.
So why do you do it? Why do you leave so many reviews?
Well, so I live in Mapleton, Springville, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of really good restaurants here that a lot of people don't know about.
No, there isn't.
I feel it's super important.
Yeah, No, there isn't. Will, you're lying now.
What? There's Art City Restaurant, a great place. There's a little motorcycle place right off of the exit.
Listen, I've
These
read.
are actual restaurants.
Well,
people need to know this.
Well, I've read some of the reviews of those places. They're not that good.
Let me ask you this, Will. Is the T-Bone restaurant still there? This has a big letter T as their sign. Is that still there?
Yeah, it is. I'm not a fan.
It's on the old highway, and you didn't care for that one. Well, it's been there forever.
Well,
it must be good, right?
I had something like Beijing beef or something like that, and it tasted like orange chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I ordered there from them tastes like orange chicken. There's a way better place right in Springville, right when you get off that exit. I think it's Mahjong's or something
called
like that.
Panda Express.
All right, thanks,
hey,
Will.
Thanks, Will.
Panda Express has probably got 1 or 2 more stars than they do.
Right, thanks,
Thank you.
Will. We'll see you. Let's go to Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, guys. Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
I just wanted to put in a little plug about, working in an industry. I work in the HOA management industry, and it's really helpful to us when people leave reviews when there is good service, because it is such a negative industry a lot of the time. And I think that can be pushed to every aspect of life. If you have a good experience, leave a review, because it helps the employees, it helps me, and it helps my bosses know that I'm awesome at my job. And when people only leave negative reviews, it really, I don't know, it's really helpful when people leave reviews about everything and not just about negative things.
I've had services come to my house for various things, and they say, I really need you to give me a good review. And I get the sense that they're told they don't get paid the same.
Well,
or if they don't get a good review from people.
I know there are some businesses who that is the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If this employee does not get a good review.
Yeah, and like the guy before said, when your bosses can see that and can see you are providing a good service, and it makes you feel good as an employee. Every time I get someone who takes one of my surveys or leaves a review, it makes me feel so good. And I just think people forget that.
No,
forget that there's real people behind these reviews.
And I've experienced that though, because there was a salesperson. I'm gonna be as vague as possible about this. There was a salesperson who assisted me, and I bought the product, and I thought she was just okay. I thought she could have been nicer. She was a little, she kind of treated me poorly. And I gave the review, and I said, instead of 10, I gave her a 9.
Just 1 point off.
Just
that's
1 point
not
off.
terrible.
No, that was enough that she did not get commission on the product.
Yeah.
And she called me. So what more could I have done? Did you want free stuff? And I'm like, no, it's this. This attitude is what I'm talking about here.
No, I've had people at car dealership repair shops, the dealerships, repair places, say, if you get it's an internal, it's like the company, the national company, let's say it's Honda or whatever, they will send out a review and say, could you review your experience at this dealership? And they say, if we don't get 10 out of 10, it's bad. You got to get 10 out of 10 on everything.
Seem right.
Well, but it is apparently.
All right, Tiffany, we got to go. Let's see. After getting a pest control service at my house, the tech asked me if I would leave a Google review. I lied and said yes, but then he asked me to pull out my phone and stood there waiting while I wrote the review. Very uncomfortable. Here's one. The place I work for would hand out a pamphlet after service that would guide you through an online review, but it would take you to a dummy website that would cycle through reviews and throw away the bad ones and post the good ones to Google or Facebook. That's why the place that I work for had a 4.5 plus average. Now that's interesting.
Now I've got something here that makes me just realize that reviews are worth nothing. These kinds of reviews. Somebody has sent me from, I don't know who sent this, Richie T's webpage, Best DJ in Utah. I don't know who sent it to me. And every single review here is good. That he is the greatest DJ to ever walk the planet for weddings and parties.
No disappointed.
Not a single negative review. I don't know who sent this to me, but this can't be true. This can't be true. These are dummy reviews. I think they're all written by whoever this Richie T DJ guy is.
I wonder who that could be. All right. That's all the time we have for the X-Poll.
Have a giveaway to do here.
Oh, yes.
X96 is proud to present Alice Merton on Thursday, August 9th at the Complex. Tickets go on sale this Friday at thecomplexslc.com. You can find more details at x96.com. And maybe you'll win tickets from us right now. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you will text that to 33986. The keyword is Lucky, L-U-C-K-Y, Lucky. Text that to 33986. Traffic. Let's see. US 89's pretty slow going from Ogden to Farmington. Not sure why. I don't know if it's an accident or just extra heavy traffic on US 89 this morning. If you see something, text it to us, won't you please? 33986. Celebrate Father's Day at Snowbird with summer activities, live music, and all-you-can-eat barbecue this Sunday, June 17th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the Plaza Deck. Details at snowbird.com.
Here are your boner candidates for round 2. Boner candidate number 1. I think this is a big part of what's wrong with America. Boner candidate number 2. You weren't invited, but why didn't you show up? And boner candidate number 3. It's man, Bambi.
Oh,
man.
Thank you. Coming up, round 2 of your boner voting, along with Big Boy News. You know who does get consistently good reviews from everybody that I send them to? Excel Automotive Repair.
Yeah, it really is true. And usually when I'm there to have my car serviced, I got to get the pilot in there, almost always I'll meet somebody in the waiting room who has been a customer for a long time because they've heard us talk about Excel, and they'll always say, you were right. This is a great place. But it's also odd that they sometimes think it's odd to see us there. Well, you really do come here. Of course we do.
Those are our mechanics, and you go there for your regular maintenance. But sometimes you have something expensive that comes up that needs fixing. You want to make sure the people that do it are doing it right and honestly, and you will get that at Excel Automotive Repair.
Yeah, and in the off chance, and Steve has said this to me before, in the off chance that they don't do it right, that they work on your car and you take it home and something's not right. They didn't fix it quite right, or they missed something. They will always make good on it. Always, always, always. Excel Automotive Repair, Steve, Richard, Kip, and that other mechanic, John, I think. They do a great job. They're on the corner of 33rd South and 3rd East. It's Excel Automotive Repair.
Back to the heart of downtown Salt Lake.
a full-grown man. I'm a man. I'm a rolling stone. I'm a man.
And now, here are Carrie and Bill with another episode of Things Men Would Never Say.
I made it through the rain. I kept myself respected. I made it through the rain.
God, I just love Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
He is one heavy dude. Sing me a little bit more of that, would you, Carrie?
I can't. I'm starting to mist up, and it's too hard to drive when you're all teary.
Yeah. Where the hell are we anyway? I mean, you said you knew where the bookstore was. We're going to be late for the Terry Tempest Williams in-store book signing.
Well, I thought I knew, but I guess we're lost.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to pull over and ask for directions. Oh, by the way, how was your date last night?
No, fine, I guess. The spaghetti factory was good, as usual, but when we got back to her place, all she wanted was sex, sex, sex. I mean, I get so flippin' tired of that. Why can't some women realize that it's possible to be friends without having sex get in the way?
Well, I wouldn't have thought that she would be like that. I mean, she seems like one of the sensitive types. Well, you like her, don't you?
Well, yeah, I like her, but just not in that way. I mean, she seems like one of the sensitive types, you're right, but she doesn't really excite me sexually. I mean, for one thing, her breasts are just too darn big.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but I know what you mean. What's your ideal woman look like?
Oh, that's really easy. That chick on Murder, She Wrote.
Angela Lansbury?
Yeah.
Just thinking about her, and I'm pitching a tent.
Yeah. Hey, pull over here at this 7-Eleven, will you? And I'll ask for directions to the bookstore. Ah, dang, it's raining out. Have you got a rain hat that I can borrow?
Well, I couldn't find mine when I left the house, and so I just put this bread sack over my head.
All right, well, give me that then. That's going to look pretty silly, but I didn't spend 3 hours and $50 at the salon to have this hair ruined in the rain.
Okay, careful, don't slip. I made it through the rain. I kept my point of view.
Join Carrie and Bill again soon for more of the things men would never say here on X96.
I'm a man. I'm a full-grown man. I'm a man. I'm a rolling stone.
Part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
You're going to need that info in a few moments. because it's time now for round 2 of your boner voting. Presenting to you 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boner means mistake. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to face down the winner of round 1. Happened last hour, you missed it. To face down the winner of round 1 and possibly become boner of the day. So pick your contender of these 3 candidates. 2 now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a Fat Cats gift card.
All right.
Okay, here is boner candidate number 1. I think this is really a big part of what's wrong with America. Former NBA star Dennis Rodman weeping.
I wish you'd let me know. I would have got audio of this.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Weeping on television in a live interview from Singapore as President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un met for the first time. The eccentric former reality TV star is one of the few Westerners to have spent time both with Kim Jong-un during multiple visits to Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea, and the two struck up an unlikely friendship over their shared love of basketball. Rodman also goes back years with Trump and appeared on his Celebrity Apprentice show. In an emotional CNN Chris Cuomo interview, Rodman, wearing sunglasses and a Make America Great Again hat and a T-shirt that had on his sponsor on it, Potcoin.
And you know he was told not only do you have to wear the shirt, but you have to say Potcoin on national TV somehow.
He says, yes, and I believe this to be true. Donald Trump reached out to me. He told Cuomo he'd received a call from a person he described as Trump's secretary. She called me and said, Dennis, Donald Trump is proud of you. He thinks of you a lot, and that means a lot to me. Did you find it?
The door will open.
I remember you saying it. I remember you saying it. Let me ask you something. Does Kim understand English, Dennis?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. When I said those things, when I went back home, I got so many death threats. I was sitting there protecting everything. And I believed in North Korea. And when I went home, I couldn't even go home. I had to hide out for 30 days.
What?
Boner candidate number 2. That's a big part of what's wrong with America. Oh, Bill, you're such a cynic. Dennis was filled with emotion. That's not what he was filled with. Here's boner candidate number 2. You weren't invited, but why didn't you show up? On Monday, State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert, a former Fox News anchor, now a spokesperson for the State Department.
Of course.
X96.com/live.
Posted a tweet that singled out CNN for ignoring a feel-good news story about her boss. She tweeted, "Hey, CNN, where was POTUS today? Meeting with his national security team and greeting our dedicated embassy colleagues from U.S. Embassy Singapore. Without them, #Singapore Summit wouldn't be possible." Hey, CNN, why weren't you there covering it, she said.
Okay.
She's using the power of the government to call out one news outlet.
Yep,
one news outlet.
Well, the fake news, you know.
That Donald Trump does not like.
Yeah.
Where were you? Why weren't you there covering it?
Well.
Time magazine correspondent Phil Elliott pointed out a slight problem with Ms. Newart's tweet. Journalists were not invited to the event.
Little thing like that.
Naturally. So CNN was not the only outlet that missed the event. They all missed it!
Because they weren't invited.
They weren't invited.
But listen, CNN is the fake news, though.
So did she apologize?
No,
did she
of
come
course
back
not.
and say, "Oh, I didn't"?
No.
No.
One person offered her some unsolicited advice.
People who work for a fake president and his winged agenda should avoid telling real news outlets what to cover.
Yep.
Boner candidate number 2. You weren't invited, but why didn't you show up? Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. It's man, Bambi. Man.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this big boy news and Opinioendo brought to you by...
Smartphones are important in today's world for business and friendship and within families. That's why Bad Apple, they don't just fix phones. They do data retrieval, water diagnostics, iCloud questions. If they don't know the solution to your problem, they will find it. BadAppleRepair.com.
This will be interesting. Supporters of the Time's Up movement and
Me Too
and the Me Too movement will not be happy to learn that the time is now up for Kevin Spacey to be stuck in the doghouse.
What?
Billionaire Boys Club, starring Kevin Spacey and Ansel Elgort, is finally set for release July 19, 2.5 years after filming Wrapped. Spacey is featured in the trailer that's available now. Just as the producers were about to make a deal to distribute the movie last October, Kevin Spacey was accused of sexual assault by Anthony Rapp, a very well-known Broadway actor for Rent, and then he was on that new Star Trek, Discovery?
Discovery.
Yeah. Then other men started coming forward about Kevin Spacey. The movie, Billionaire Boys Club, is based on the true story of a Los Angeles Ponzi scheming ring in the 1980s. Also has Emma Roberts, Suki Waterhouse, Billy Lord, and Andy Warhol, Cary Elwes. Spacey was cut from the film All the Money in the World after the scandal. He was fired from House of Cards.
So he must have a big role in this, or they...
Richard DuPont, who plays a drug dealer in the Billionaire Boys Club, as does twin brother Robert, said it's time for Spacey to reappear on the big screen. People have short memories, DuPont said, and Spacey is almost unrecognizable in a beard and glasses. Be interesting to see what happens.
You haven't heard anything from him.
Not a word.
Sort of
not a word.
Disappeared.
You know, the main reason that patients turn to medical marijuana is for the relief of chronic pain. Yay! Because it works.
Mm-hmm.
This is in the Salt Lake Tribune today. But opponents of a November ballot initiative that would make medical cannabis available in Utah for a wide array of patients worry that the proposal's chronic or debilitating pain provision is too broad and would open the door to recreational marijuana use. Groups fighting...
Aren't you in great pain, Carrie?
Yes.
Groups fighting the measure, including the LDS... Please don't go there. You're making their point.
You're making their point.
Including the LDS Church and the Utah Medical Association, argue the tally of qualifying ailments and diseases is too expansive, partly because it would let chronic pain sufferers get a card allowing them to use marijuana for treatment if their doctors believe they're at risk of becoming addicted to opiate medication.
It's not even at risk of becoming... I use my dad as an example all the time. He has MS. And you have chronic pain with MS. And he is tired of taking the opiates, not because he's addicted to them. He's tired of how they make him feel.
I have chronic pain, and I can't take opiates because I'm allergic to them.
Mm-hmm. So if you had this option, and my dad would desperately like this option because he has found relief in that way,
Yep.
but it's been difficult for him to do. And he's this is not somebody you need to be worried about, you know, being a pothead.
Mm-hmm.
It's a medicine.
I'm not worried about anybody being a pothead.
No,
and really their complaint about, well, you know, it's too vague. Why don't you let the doctor decide, all right?
Yeah.
Let the doctor decide. You're not qualified to decide.
Attorneys for the LDS Church released a 7-page critique of the initiative. They focused on the measure's inclusion of chronic pain as a qualifying condition, which they warned is hard to diagnose and verify, but doctors can and do.
They do it, and they prescribe opioids.
But Gail Rosica is against it because...
Well, then I'm for it.
But anyway, it'll be on the ballot. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Glamorous cruise ship cocaine importer Melina Roberge.
What?
Roberge.
Glamorous cocaine.
It was the story of the cocaine babes. She's been sentenced to 8 years in prison by a judge in Australia who delivered a blistering attack on vacuous and negative Instagram. Roberge wept silently as she received a longer maximum minimum sentence than her co-defendant, 30-year-old former porn star Isabelle Lagasse, who had received a discount for an early guilty plea. Roberge will serve a minimum of 4 years. The 24-year-old, the youngest of 3 Canadians who imported over 200 pounds of cocaine on a luxury cruise, made headlines amid her and Lagasse's Instagram posts of their exotic motivations for taking the drug cruise. So they posted all of this Instagram stuff. Now, they weren't talking about smuggling drugs, but it was easy then to follow them, because here they are, they're these glamorous, these good-looking young women on a cruise, but the suspicion is they're doing something else, and they were caught because of their Instagram postings.
Careful what you post.
No kidding. Let's see. Oh, this is a great story, although I don't know how it could be true. A hero pit bull.
Sure it can.
Saving pit bulls eat baby girls. No. They don't save them. A hero pit bull puppy saved a baby girl and her family from a fire that spread to their home. Just before midnight, Sasha, an 8-month-old pit bull, alerted the sleeping family to danger by barking and banging on the door of their Stockton, California rental. Nana Chachanda opened the door to see why the dog was yelping and behaving strangely, and before she even realized that her cousin's building in her fourplex was on fire, Sasha, the dog, barged through the door and ran into the 7-month-old baby's room. She already had my baby by the diaper and was dragging her out of the house.
Hero dog.
Hero dog.
I think the dog was taking the baby outside to eat it.
No,
it was a pit bull.
Dog.
It's a pit bull.
Pit bulls can be so sweet.
Yes, they can. Anyway, they say this.
The only time they're not is when they are trained to be not.
Yeah. And this is kind of a funny story. An alleged fake police officer accused of terrorizing a family as they enjoyed a meal was taken into custody after a quick-thinking mother's actions led to his arrest. While heading home from work from a water park, some parents and their kids stopped to get food at a taco truck. While eating a carne asada taco and drinking cold soda, they were approached by a dangerous stranger who began to intimidate and terrorize them. He allegedly showed them a gun concealed in his waistband and flashed a badge saying he was an undercover cop. But the mother knew this is no cop.
Wait a minute.
So, fearing for her family's safety, she ran to the taco truck and said, as she ran toward the truck, "Don't look over there, but that guy is going to hurt my family. But don't look," she said. "Keep doing what you're doing."
Well, that's so hard to not look, though.
I know.
When somebody tells you not.
And then she got a taco and went back and offered the fake cop a taco, and he started eating it. And in the meantime, the taco truck owner has called the police. And they got there in time and arrested the fake cop. She used a taco to distract.
Brilliant.
To distract the
hero
imposter.
Dog. Brilliant mom.
There you go.
Saving the day.
There you go.
All right.
Dog ate that baby. I know it did.
No.
Sports weather traffic.
Well, Dennis Rodman is a boner, and he was my sport.
All right.
And the tyranny of soccer. That's sports. Weather, beautiful weather today. A high of 84, sunny and nice. Although the air quality is pretty bad, but try to forget about that and enjoy the nice sunny day. Brought to you by Salt Lake Gaming Con, returning July 6th and 7th to the Mountain America Expo Center. Nerf gun battles, celebrity guests, and more. Get tickets and information at saltlakegamingcon.com. Now, UDOT has not updated their website in a bit. They're still saying that crash southbound I-15 at 7 South in Davis County, that earlier double rollover crash, still causing some problems there. Crash northbound I-15 110th South in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 27th South in Salt Lake. That's traffic.
Here's boner candidate number 3. It's man, Bambi. Man. So, the police in Nelsonville, Ohio, they get a call and they said, somebody says, they got multiple calls.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on at this house on Happy Hollow Road, and it's not quite right. We think you ought to check it out.
Okay.
And so the cops go to check out this suspicious thing, and they find a baby deer in a bedroom of this home.
Okay.
Wildlife officials said it's a problem they deal with more often than not during this time of year. People see a baby deer in their yard, and they take it inside.
No,
and they care
no.
for it, and they help it because they think it's been abandoned.
No, mom goes to find food, and
The best thing
mom
they can
knows
do,
where the baby is.
leave the baby alone. Wildlife officials said this time of year, when fawns are typically born, the mother will often leave her young alone while she forages so that people think, oh, that baby's been abandoned. Athens County Sheriff Rodney Smith said his deputies found someone with a wild baby deer. They find it several times a year. He said that the person who had the fawn gave it to wildlife officials right away, so they didn't charge him. They did and then they took the fawn, make sure it was okay, and let it go in the forest, where its mother has now abandoned it for sure.
If you ever have a question, before you approach it or touch it or anything, you can call and say, hey, there's a baby here. And most likely they'll say, leave it alone. The mother's probably nearby and we'll be back soon.
These animals were born in the wild. They will do their best in the wild because it's their native habitat.
Yes.
Man should leave them alone. It's man, Bambi. Man. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Number 1, this is a big part of what's wrong with America. Dennis Rodman in Singapore, being contacted by the president or the president's people, saying that it's a good thing that you're going to be there, Dennis.
Well, and even being interviewed about it.
Yeah.
Don't talk to him.
Why are you turning the camera on him?
Voter candidate number 2, you weren't invited, but why didn't you show up? State Department spokeswoman bashing CNN for missing an event involving the president. It was an event that's closed to the press. And voter candidate number 3, it's man, Bambi, man.
All right. This is round 2 of the boner voting. You've got to decide. This is tough. But you've got to pick, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get that chance to be boner of the day, keeping in mind boner means mistake. Bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. So pick your contender of this round, and we'll send it to boner fight. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number of the one you think should win. Put that in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. That's one way to vote. Another way is with your voice, 877-602-9696. Look like Festus is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting June 12 and vote there. You've got less than 300 seconds to do it. This is round 2. Who are you sending to boner fight? Go!
Kitties. It's me, your old friend, the bookkeeper. I'm here to help you with your taxes. Today, we're going to hear a tale from the old ledger which should simplify on how to fill out those pesky forms. Pay close attention now, so you won't have to pay even more later.
You can come on in now, Mr. Irvine.
Thank you. You can call me Lemar.
Lemar. Okay. My secretary said you had some questions concerning your tax forms?
Well, yeah. There ain't enough places on this here 1040A. I was wondering if there was a special form or maybe a separate schedule I should fill out.
Enough places for what?
My wives.
Oh, you should only list your current wife on your tax forms. Your ex-wife will have to file separately.
Ex-wife? I ain't never been divorced.
You have more than one wife.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Ah.
There ain't no place on this here farm to list all my wives. Not to mention the fact they don't leave you enough places to list your children either.
How many wives do you have?
6. But the 2 youngest haven't turned 18 yet, so I figure I'll list them as dependents.
Oh my. You're going to just have to list your first wife on your 1040, and then we'll file separate forms with the other ones, listing them as single head of household.
Well, now wait one darn minute there, Sonny. No woman of mine is going to claim to be the head of my household. I won't stand for it.
Now, it's only a classification. They won't really be heads of households. I mean, think of it. 5 women with no income and children to claim. You should get quite the refund, Lamar.
Lemar.
That
would be dishonest. I'm a God-fearing man. I couldn't cheat the government like that.
You do know that polygamy is against the law, don't you?
Yeah. Big refund, you say?
Very big.
Where do I sign?
You see, kiddies, everyone can get a refund just so you know which deductions to take. And if you're willing to sit through a very long audit. As for Lamar, prison might be a vacation when you compare it to having 6 wives reminding you to wipe your feet and take out the trash. Well, this is your old friend, the bookkeeper, reminding you that on midnight on April 15th, that is the cutoff.
From Hell on X96.
All right, 8:45, time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by a loaf of bread.
And so wine and bread.
Yeah, glass of wine, a loaf of bread.
A whole loaf of sacrament?
I ate some of it. Yeah. No,
And-
it was not sacrament.
And thou?
And elevate your summer at Snowbird, offering daily activities like the aerial tram, the Woodward rectangle. It's harder than it looks.
Go to Radio from Hell's Facebook page and see Gina showing you it is in fact harder than it looks.
On the Woodward
Yeah.
rectangle.
My kids ran up and down it a dozen times. But yeah, not me. The mountain coaster, that's more my speed. Pre-purchase your all-day activity pass online for best pricing. Details at snowbird.com.
Boner candidate number 1. This is a big part of what's wrong with America. CNN putting Dennis Rodman on. Shouldn't have done that. Dennis Rodman being in Korea or in Singapore in the first place. Donald Trump reaching out to Dennis Rodman. That's boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, you weren't invited, but why didn't you come? State Department spokeswoman singling out CNN. Here's President Trump doing something great, a great photo opportunity, and you didn't show up, CNN. Well, that's because no one in the press was invited to show up.
Yeah.
And boner candidate number 3, it's man, Bambi, man. People keeping a fawn in their house to take care of it as a little pet.
No, don't do that.
Let's see. Sarah won the Fat Cats gift card, and the winner was boner candidate number 2. You weren't invited, but why didn't you come?
All right, there you go. That's the winner of round 2. We have our 2 contestants. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when you will decide boner of the day.
Richie T, our producer, is also Utah's best DJ.
Says who?
Best DJ in Utah.
Says
Oh,
who?
I
that's right.
bought the domain.
Oh, okay.
And if you buy the domain and you tell it to people enough, people will start to repeat back what you say.
Sure, CNN for and when they first signed on the air, they said the world's most important network, CNN. And you say it long enough, people believe it.
Yep.
So where were you best DJing?
Well, June is a busy month, so in the last week I've done 7 events. I've hung out with our friend Bob Harmon at the opening thing for Special Olympics. I have a wedding tonight down at Traverse Lodge down in Lehigh. Over the weekend, I went down to Colorado City, Arizona.
That's where the polygamists are.
Yeah.
Now
Used to be called Short Creek.
Now, that's what I'm curious about is because, I mean, I have a recording of Warren Jeffs talking about how music is essentially evil. So how do you play a prom?
So here is what is interesting about this event. It is a second chance prom. Since Warren Jeffs went to jail,
yes,
a lot of the community has sort of
Fallen
either
away?
left,
Well, they broke it up.
they've broken up, or they found themselves out without the faith, without a leader necessarily.
Most of the land or all of the property down there was owned by something called the Brotherhood, which was Warren Jeffs. And when he went to jail, all of that was put into receivership, and then people who had been thrown out of the community or left have been invited to come back and either buy property that they had lived on, or even, I think even some of them get it for free.
Yeah, just able to receive land
Yeah.
if they can prove some sort of ownership in it. So yeah, it is definitely an odd type of community, but gorgeous as far as the
scenery is beautiful.
the scenery is. It's the far side of Zion, so it is more gorgeous than I would ever have imagined it to be, and it sort of has this weird feeling like you go into Hurricane and then take this road that you feel like you're kind of like maybe I shouldn't take this road. Like there's a little bit of ominous feeling about it. Maybe it's just because you've heard the stories
you
or
know
whatever.
what's up, yeah.
But I'd been invited to be the DJ for this second chance prom, and this was for anyone in this community who wanted to go to a prom when they were younger, but because, as you pointed out,
Yeah.
they weren't allowed. They didn't have
So
music.
all ages?
All ages, probably 18 to 75.
How many people were there?
There was 100, 120 maybe. And even the building that we were in is the old academy, like the Polygamist Academy, their school. It was a little compound, and it's being converted over into a place that people can get married, or like a town activity center.
A rec hall. Yeah.
So really nervous because going down there, I'm like, your go-to songs, even things as simple as like YMCA, there's a very good chance that people maybe have not ever heard this or have no sort of love or even know how to do the dance at all.
I've heard it, and I have no sort of love for it.
So I'm playing music underneath.
Now I'm picturing this to be just like Footloose, where everybody's standing along the walls and nobody knows what to do and nobody's dancing.
A little. I'm playing music just sort of lightly underneath their dinner, and I'm going around. I want to meet the people and kind of get a little bit of a feel for who they are. And it was the sweetest and the saddest thing ever. I talked to this woman who said, you know, I really would love it if you would play this song that we used to sneak away and listen to. And I don't know who it is. Maybe it's Dolly Parton, but I just remember these sweet moments.
9 to 5. It was 9 to 5.
It's her with a guy.
Kenny Rogers, Islands in the Stream.
And it's Islands. Right? So
I used to sneak out for Islands in the Stream.
I used to sneak out of the studio when we played it on the old KJQ, so I didn't have to hear it.
To get a cigarette.
Yeah.
So it was like this sweet independent moment from this woman's youth. But then also there was like the whole like oppressive nature of this community and everything, and it was awesome to just be this like
Did you have this
liberating.
song?
Of course. Okay. You have Islands in the
There's
Stream.
one thing you never stop doing. You never stop praying and obeying. You never stop keeping sweet.
It's a mashup.
Yeah. Now, so I taught these folks line dance.
Hang on a second. Bill's favorite part. You can sing along. There you go. That's all.
I just love the.
He just needed that.
But you know, I played music from today. I taught him how to do I taught him how to do the wobble, which is a line dance. And there was a guy there who, you know, people will say is your spirit animal.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't think he had ever really listened to any of the songs that I had ever played before.
Yeah.
But he was
into
he
it.
just loved it.
He was into it.
He was moving awkwardly all over the
Good
dance
for
floor.
him.
I've got some video of him. He's just having a great time. He's grabbing whoever will dance with him and just moving to the music. Yeah.
I'm curious as to what they were having for dinner.
They did a stir fry and like some rices. And
like a big community thing?
Yeah, you could buy into it. Here's another interesting thing that I really wasn't aware of, because the split with the FLDS and the mainstream LDS church was before the Word of Wisdom was made to be like temple entrance. So FLDS people drink alcohol. Didn't know that.
What?
Did not know that. And
Wow.
And,
Let me give you this.
And they.
Yes.
And they like the alcohol.
Oh.
Really?
Yes. Interesting. Now, I'm not sure if that's all branches necessarily,
Hang
but
on,
certainly.
Bill's favorite part. Chorus coming up. He's sure. Do you know the Bee Gees were involved in this?
Of course,
song?
it sounds like a Bee Gees song.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Here you go, Bill. Hit your
I'm getting ready.
One more. There you go.
That's the only part of the song I know.
Yeah, just the ahas. But it was fun.
And you know what? Nothing bad happened. It
Yeah,
was
no.
perfectly fine that everyone was dancing.
And there's still
everything.
FLDS there, but they've kind of opened up the community and they're kind of more welcoming. And
Yeah, two things about it. One, it will absolutely be a community like Hurricane, like Washington, like St. George that will blow up for
You think
expansion
so?
now, guaranteed. Now that it's not so stigmatized
'Cause
as
it's
far as this
pretty?
people goes.
It's-
And for you, Gina, yeah, because it's gorgeous. And for you, I've got a video that I'll share if people follow me on social media of me playing Footloose for the FLDS community. And I just
Did you teach him the dance?
Okay.
Okay.
It's best DJ
he had
in Utah.
He had Kevin Bacon with him. And now Kevin Bacon. Who, they said? Who?
They're DJs now, successful
Oh.
DJs.
Give me another one.
I think it's cute they sneaked out to listen to that. You know, they weren't sneaking out to listen to the scary rock music. They were sneaking out to listen
Not
to
sneaking out
Islands in the Stream.
To listen to the Dead Kennedys like I used to
Mm-hmm.
have to. Anyway, well, thank you. All right, we do have, Tuesday Tunes with Todd coming up. stand by for that.
Can I do quick traffic?
Quick traffic, please.
Crash northbound 5600 South, SR 201 in West Valley. The right lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-215 at 2500 North in Salt Lake. Right split, right shoulder affected there. Crash southbound I-15 7th South in Davis County, still causing residual slowage in that area. That's traffic. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
All right, thank you. Well, rock music was demonic for a while. You know what else was? Dungeons and Dragons. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And then we woke up and went, oh, it's just a game.
Isn't there a big board game conference going on up at Snowbird, too?
There was, yes. And Gaming Con is coming as well. Haster Games is your locally owned and operated store for all modern and classic board games, Magic games, and a lot more. Maybe up until today, your only point of reference was Dungeons and Dragons, watching the kids battle the Demogorgon on Stranger Things. You know that? The multi-sided dice. But you've got a friend or a family member who's into the gaming, and I suggest a gift certificate to Haster Games. June 15th is some of the releases that they've got planned. Signature Spellbook Jace. It's an extremely limited and will only be sold to pre-orders, so you need to go in and talk to them about that. June 22nd, Global Series Jiang Yangi and Mu Yangling. Sometimes I think they give me these just to challenge me, It's a Chinese-centric set, 2 decks taken from Chinese folklore, very limited, plus a lot of new miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons. Plus, not only does Haster carry the best selection of all the latest board games and Magic products, they buy pre-owned board games and Magic products as well. It's a great place to stay and play. Haster Games, 6831 South State Street. They're open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, so that you can stay and play until midnight on Fridays and until 11 p.m. on Saturdays, noon to 5 on Sundays. HasterGames.com. Melon. Melon. Spell it with me now. M-E-L-O-N. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our good Utah friend, LeVar. LeVar has gone to the post office on an errand for his neighbor, LeGrand R. Dunn. Let's listen as LeVar steps up to the clerk's window at the post office. Again, the word is melon.
Next. Next. You, there, the man with the baggy overalls and the wide tie. No, not you. You, the wide tie with the palm trees and the hula girls on it.
Who, me?
Yes, you're next. Would you step up to the window here, sir?
Sure, I'm coming. What's your danged hurry?
The U.S. mail doesn't wait, sir.
Okay, well, keep your shirt on. I'm here.
Yes, I see that, and still, I wait for you to state your purpose.
Well, I don't know about that. I just came here on an errand for my friend. I don't got no purpose.
Fine. What errand are you on for your friend?
My friend, LeGrand R. Dunn, needs to send something to his boy who's on a mission in Scotland, okay?
Yes, that's fine.
I think it is. Scotland's a real nice place, they say. But I hear them Scots are pretty hard to convert. They's big drinkers, you know. That's where Scotch comes from. And McDonald's, too, now that I think about it.
How may I help you, sir?
Well, let me see. I got the note from LeGrand here in my pocket somewhere.
It's got what he wanted me to get for him written on it. If I could just find it.
Look,
here.
sir, I'm going to have to ask you to step aside for a moment until you're ready, okay? We got tons of people waiting here, and we're real busy.
Well, just keep your panties on. I got it right. Yeah, it's right here. Here it is. My friend Legrand needs a melon tube.
Sorry? He needs
a melon tube. He sent me here to buy him a melon tube.
Well, perhaps you'd be better off running your errand at the Western Garden Center then.
You postal workers has got a real funny sense of humor. No, he needs a melon tube to send something to his boys.
Sir, we're prohibited from sending produce overseas.
No, it ain't produce. It's a poster with the Articles of Faith on it. He don't want to fold it up. He wants to roll it up and put it in a tube and mail it, and that's why
Next!
he needs a melon. What about my melon tube?
This is a .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and it will blow your head clean off. Now, you've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk?
Oh, you know, I think he memorized all of them Articles of Faith to get his CTR ring. Anywho, I'll just, don't you worry about it. I'll just be on my way, okay? Next! Who's next? Don't keep this man waiting. Who's next?
Morning show in Utah. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but, I mean, come on. You know, we'll take what we can get. X96.
Anyway, do we have contests or anything that we need to do here?
I think we just pressed on.
We'll just go right into it. Is it sponsored?
Press ahead.
Okay, then
Move
fine. I'll just go.
Press on.
I'll just say, hi, Todd.
Thursday turns with Todd on X96. Ready for mail.
It's Todd Newcomb. Hi, Todd.
Hey, it's brought to you by the Railroad Roll By podcast.
There you
if you
go.
like trains,
See?
go listen to it. There's an episode that talks about my recent visit to Oregon.
You jump right in.
You put the lulling sound of a train behind the entire podcast.
I should.
You know, that clackety.
Yes, I would love that.
You know, that's a setting on one of my sleep machine sound
Oh
effects.
yeah, I can see where that would be soothing.
I got a sleep machine with like 100 sound effects on it, and there's like 4 different trains on
Really?
it. Yes.
Todd, have
I want to get one just for that.
Have you ever had the opportunity of being on a sleeper car and sleeping overnight on a train trip?
I have not.
It's pretty nice.
I'll have to try
Mm-hmm.
it.
It kind of sways back and forth.
Something
and
I
goes
want to do.
Clackety, clackety, clackety. And you can hear people coughing and talking all night and farting. It's really
Well,
great.
that's not.
Maybe I'll just I'll just go downstairs where my model railroad is and put up a cot and let the trains
Yeah, do
run.
that.
That's it. That's
but Todd is not here to talk about trains, really. He's here to play a song that he would like us to hear. What is this?
So normally we'll throw a song on that we're already kind of playing, and we've kind of thrown this one on a couple times. But Smashing Pumpkins coming to town on the 4th of September.
Oh, really? That's right.
And they've been saying, look, it's the original lineup except for the bassist,
Mm-hmm.
and going to do a new album. So they've been with Rick Rubin producing it,
Oh.
and they dropped the first single from that.
Now, I've not heard this.
And well, let's experience it together.
Okay.
I'll just say it sounds like a Smashing Pumpkins song.
And it's called what?
It's called Solara.
And the album is not out, or just the single?
Not yet. Yeah, the album comes out later on. I'm not sure if they've posted the actual
All
release
right,
date
so
for that.
here we go.
It's going to be a little guitar-y, so it's very
Well,
90s sounding.
I like
It's
guitars.
what you'd expect.
This is Smashing Pumpkins, their new one, Solara, on Tuesday Tunes with Todd, X96. Pumpkins, all right.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it sounds like what they do. We were just talking off the air. It sounds a lot like Bullet with butterfly wings.
In fact, I was singing along with it
Yeah,
with
you
the
can
lyrics.
I was saying to Todd, if you hadn't told me this, I would have thought, is this a deep track from Melancholy?
Yep.
You know,
That's what it sounds like.
Smashing Pumpkins.
There you go. And it'll be fun. And Billy Corgan, who is sometimes known as being a bit eccentric.
A bit?
Yes.
Especially with some of his playlists recently. He's been saying that when they tour, he's just going to play all the hits. Like, we're
I
just
hope
going
so.
to do what you guys want. Because last go around when they did that acoustic thing, it was him just playing weird crap that no one knew.
he should pull the Elvis Costello model. One year Elvis toured and had a wheel up on stage with all of his hits. He said, all right, we're going to spin the wheel.
Yay!
I like that.
Did it. And he wound up doing songs twice sometimes on some nights.
Oh, there you go.
One more time.
One more time.
But
Let's
those
go.
are the ones you like, you know. Anyway, that's going to be a great show. It's Vivid Smart Home Arena, September 4th. And tickets are at Ticketmaster for that one.
That'll be an interesting show.
Yeah, and it's like the original lineup. And so the guy that's playing bass, because Darcy isn't with them, so it's most of the original members, but the guy playing bass is the son of Peter Hook, legendary bassist from Joy Division and
New Order. Yeah.
So,
Really?
Okay.
there you go.
Following in his father's footsteps.
Indeed.
Footsteps?
Footsteps.
All right, Todd, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you at the
We'll
meeting.
be back next week.
Thursday turns retard on X96, ready for hell.
All right.
Oh, I forgot to ask Todd if he had any plumbing problems. I was going to ask him.
Was he puddling as he walked out?
Well, he looked like a man who had plumbing on his
You
mind.
look like a man who has plumbing on his mind.
I did.
That's my sign off today, by the way.
So I thought if he's got plumbing on his mind, I should direct him to Shamrock Plumbing. Shouldn't I?
Sure.
I would certainly hope so. They're the only plumbers that I recommend.
They are terrific. They come when they say they're going to come, sometimes early.
Yes.
They're always they are very clean.
Oh yeah.
When they
put the little
worked.
booties
Sometimes
on.
that's messy work. the
Well,
plumbing
when
work.
they did some plumbing in my basement a few years ago, the basement was cleaner when they left than it was before they came. They are just terrific plumbers, and then they'll do emergency work, but they do replumbing, new construction, and also water heaters and water softeners.
I had them put in a new water softener. I had a water softener, and they said, just try ours. If you don't like it, we'll come back and take it out. I'm like, no, this is way better than what I had.
So any size, system, any quality, nobody will beat Shamrock's pricing, guaranteed. Call Shamrock Plumbing before pricing for pricing before you buy. Their phone number is 801-295-1690 or their website shamrockplumbing.net.
We want to put $500 in your pocket.
Norm. Spell it with me now. N-O-R-M. And now we'll use it in some dialogue as our two Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. Today the boys are standing outside the ward house chatting with a new ward member who has just moved in from out of state. Again, the word is Norm.
Well, Brother Jensen, it's nice to have you in the ward. Where do you come from?
Yeah, what ward was you in and where?
I'm from a ward in Anaheim, California.
Well, we kind of spotted you as a Californian.
Yeah.
You may have noticed that not many of our ward members wear Hawaiian shirts to church.
Nor do many of the male members of this ward have pierced ears either, Elder Jensen.
Yeah, I'm hip. I felt like the brother from another planet in there. Thank goodness I wore shoes.
Well, why didn't you bring Mrs. Jensen and the little Jensens to church today? Maybe they, haven't moved up here with you yet.
Or if they are here, I hope they're not sick.
Oh, no, I'm not married.
Oh, a Californian and a bachelor too, huh?
Hey, is Anaheim anywhere near San Francisco?
No, it's not. Anaheim is the city that Disneyland is in.
Oh, that's right. Disneyland. That's that big amusement park with Mickey Mouse and stuff, ain't it? We never been to Disneyland.
We've been to Lagoon. That's an amusement park. It's good enough for us.
You ain't gonna wear any of them mouse ears to church, are you?
No, I don't think so. I don't imagine I'll be wearing this Hawaiian shirt again either.
So, what did you do for a living down there in Anaheim?
Well, I was and still am a tax accountant, and because you fellows have been so nice, I'd be happy to offer you some tax advice for free.
I don't pay taxes. I don't have an income, so I don't pay no taxes.
And I have a fellow that does my taxes. Norm.
Oh, what's Norm's last name? Is he in this ward? I'd kind of like to meet him.
No, his name's not Norm. His name's Evan. Evan Christiansen. Why did you think his name was Norm?
You said your accountant's Norm.
No, he said his accountant was Norm. It's a city near Provo, Utah. Orem! That's where this Evan guy is. Norm!
Oh, sorry.
Sure. We'll see you next Sunday, Brother Jensen. You should save that shirt you're wearing, too. I'm sure we'll have some kind of luau night in the cultural hall this spring sometime.
Yeah, we all get a little crazy that night.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that information for Boner Fight. You're going to decide Boner of the Day after a reasonable amount of news brought to you by.
Woohoo! Lucky's Auto Credit. 77 cents in a job gets you a car. That is awesome. They'll front the tax, title, and license. So that's 77 cents total. To drive away today, apply online at luckysautocredit.com. Woohoo!
A grand jury in Virginia has indicted Rose McGowan on a felony count of cocaine possession. News outlet reports a Loudoun County grand jury handed down the indictment on Monday. Charging documents say cocaine was found in a wallet that Rose McGowan left behind on a plane last year. She has maintained that the cocaine was not hers, suggesting in court papers that the drugs were planted at the behest of Harvey Weinstein.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, I mean, he hired a group from Israel called Black Cube to spy on people who were making accusations of him.
McGowan was the first to accuse Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault, and she and others say he has aggressively sought to discredit his accusers. He's denied all of the accusations. McGowan's trial date will be set for Tuesday. Her attorney, Jim Hunley, declined comment to the media. You know, Ryan Seacrest is just one man, and he can only do so much in this life.
I don't know, he tries to do everything.
Oh, look at him. He looks so weary.
He's just one man. That's his personal trainer's butt. That's his personal trainer there.
You're pointing at x96.com/live.
He says he wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and since he's moved to New York, it's been, you know, he can only do so much. He gives and he gives.
Seacrest out.
I get up at 6. I get a shower.
Must be nice.
Wow, nice.
Getting up at 6.
Get a shower. I get a shave.
Okay.
Then I put on a little moisturizer, and then.
Of course you do, you psycho.
And then I put on a pair of sneaks and a zip-up hoodie and a T-shirt, and then I put on my Uggs.
I prefer the Collie Cotton blend because it. Yeah.
And then I go downstairs and I have a matcha tea followed by a coffee. You know he does the matcha to set the tone for his body.
The green tea gets rid of all of the toxins in my body.
It's got a lot of great things in it. It sets the tones for my body. Yeah. I'm only one man, he says. I can only do so much.
He's so brave.
Getting up at 6 and moisturizing?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm exhausted.
Salt Lake City woman.
That's the end of the story?
Oh, no, it goes on. What? No, it goes on and on and on.
Well, what does he after the coffee? What does he do?
You want to know?
Yeah, sure.
The point was there was no point.
Oh, okay.
It just goes on and on and on. It's a here's
what time does he go to bed? Cut to that.
It doesn't say that.
Okay.
Here's how it ends. Here's how the story ends. It goes on and on. It says, I worked for Dick Clark for a few years before he passed away, said Seacrest. I remember watching him as a kid, and he looked so casual and seamless, as if he were doing everything in the moment. And I asked him about that, and he said, well, when you're a broadcaster and host, if every person who watches it thinks you make the job look easy and that it's not that big of a deal to do it, then you're doing it well. And that stuck with me, said Seacrest, in the most shallow way he possibly could.
But I have to know, does he moisturize at the end of the day
Doesn't
too,
say.
Before he goes to bed?
Well,
with a different kind of moisturizer.
Gina, let me say this. If I do it, which I do, Ryan Seacrest certainly does it.
You moisturize morning and night?
Yeah, you have a night cream that doesn't have the SPF in it.
And I also have eye repair cream.
You do? I didn't know you had product.
I have product on right now. I moisturize in the morning that has sunscreen in it. And then
You have a
evening,
nighttime routine. Oh, wait, I'm picturing it. Do you put like your hair in a little headband to keep it out of your face?
No, I don't have to do that. It stays back.
You have a robe on?
It stays
with a
back.
little-
No, just have
He uses the Turby twist I gave him.
I do have that. I use that in the morning sometimes. I'm usually wearing a tank top and a pair of boxer shorts.
I love that you have
some
a
flip-flops.
nighttime product
Yeah.
routine. I've
Brush.
known you all this time, and I didn't know you had a nighttime product routine.
Why do you think I look so young?
Gina, all gentlemen should have a nighttime product routine. All right?
You gotta admit, I look damn good for somebody who's 82.
You do.
I learned that from American Psycho. You need all those things.
And you need to moisturize every crevice you can.
I like that.
I have my special down there cream.
I like that this many years on, there are still surprises to be
I
had.
put product in my hair, a little product in my two kinds of product in my hair these days, a little bit. Normally, when my hair gets longer, I'll only put one kind of product in my hair. But now I have to put a little product in it to give it some body. So, brush my teeth. I shave once every other day. So, and like Seacrest, I know as a broadcaster and a host that if I can do what I do and make it look seamless, then, I'm doing my job.
Exactly.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
It's amazing how much Seacrest and Carrie and me have in common.
No idea.
So here's the winner from round 1 going up against the winner from round 2. Boner voting. Now, the first round of boner voting was in the 7 o'clock hour, second round in the 8 o'clock hour. The winner from round 1 was We're America, bitch. Trump aides, when asked, what is the Trump doctrine, explaining, well, the Trump doctrine is we're America, bitch. Don't forget it. That's why we're making friends wherever we go around the world. All you have to do is smile and hold out your hand and say, we're America, bitch.
That's why over the weekend we made best friends with all 6 of our... Oh, no, wait. We made enemies with all 6 of our friends, yeah.
It's going up against boner candidate number 2. You weren't invited, but why didn't you show up? A State Department spokeswoman bashing CNN for missing a photo opportunity and story opportunity with the president. It was an opportunity that was closed to the press. That's number 2.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide, of these 2, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be boner of the day? Bad, stupid, or funny human behavior? Boner means mistake. Remember that when you're voting for boner of the day. Remember the candidate that you think should win, 1 or 2. Remember the number. Put that number in the message of a text. Then text that to 33986. You can call. Use your voice. Festus taking votes in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Or you can go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Fight June 12, and vote there. It is Boner of the Day. Let's go. You got 300 seconds. Boom.
The music starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
Carrie? Yeah. It's Bill. I don't think I can make it into work this morning.
Bill, it's 2 a.m. What the hell's the problem? Wait a minute. You're not staying up all night watching Mary Tyler Moore on Nick at Night again, are you?
Yeah. Mare has such a great job. She works with such fun people. I just can't make it in to do the show today unless...
Unless what?
Well, if you call me right back, I could probably make it in.
Fine. I'll call you right back.
Hello.
Mary, this Lou Grant.
Oh, Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
I know what time it is, Mary. I looked at the clock the minute I ran out of scotch. Mary, I need you to do something for me for this morning's production meeting.
Really, Mr. Grant? Anything.
I need you to come in early and make coffee for the TV station brass.
Coffee, Mr. Grant.
And I need you to sharpen up a bunch of pencils, too.
Mr. Grant,
And I want you to present your idea for that WJM News Magazine show that you want to do.
I on Minneapolis? Really, Mr. Grant?
Really, Mary? And I'm going to tell the station owner that
Mary Richards is the best associate news producer I've ever worked with.
Oh, Mr. Grant.
So I'll see you at the station bright and early, Mary?
Yes.
Good night, Mary.
Goodbye, Mr. Grant.
Who was that, Bill?
There is no Bill. There's only Mary. I'm sorry I woke you, Ted.
Oh, God. That's all right, Mary. Same here. I was thinking about that Eye on Minneapolis show that I'm going to anchor. Why couldn't we call it Ted Baxter's Eye on Minneapolis?
Ted, I don't think Mr. Grant would approve that.
I'll just beg him until he gives in. I'll just go, oh, come on, Lou. Please, please, Lou. Please.
On X96.
All right, before we award the boner.
Oh, yeah.
A quick reminder about Park City Culinary Institute.
Yes.
In Salt Lake. You go to parkcityculinaryinstitute.com. You will train to cook and bake with master chefs who have opened Michelin star restaurants, cooked for the James Beard Foundation, and have been featured on the Food Network. Anybody can attend culinary school, not just professional chefs. It's perfect for retirees, entrepreneurs, if you're just passionate about food, career changers, for example.
Yeah, we've heard from a lot of people. That
Mindy Booth, former investment banker from Goldman Sachs in New York.
Oh, I know this story.
Loved to cook, been cooking with her big Utah family for many years. She moved back here to Utah. She attended Park City Culinary Institute, then got together with her friends and launched San Diablo Churros.
The churros. I took the churro class from her over at Park City
Culinary Institute, which again we must stress is right here in Salt Lake.
In Salt Lake City.
I love those churros.
So if you're considering a career change, if you're a home cook, or if maybe you're already working in the industry and would like to upgrade your skills, this is the perfect opportunity. You can learn more about their 4, 8, and 12-week programs. Financing is available on approved credit. You can use the GI Bill. To learn more or to apply, visit the info.parkcityculinaryinstitute.com. Mention X96 when you enroll, and you will receive a free all-clad pot valued at $200. So it's Park City Culinary Institute at 1484 South State Street.
I can't use the GI Bill, can I?
I don't think so.
No. Just go.
Okay.
Let's see. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you by...
In part
by a glass of wine, a loaf of bread, and thou.
And, of course, a smile matters, and it comes with every new car at Performance Autoplex. 3 stores, Ford, Lincoln, Honda, and Toyota. Performance Autoplex in Bountiful.
I was trying to be a good boy. That's why it wasn't a jug of wine.
Just a glass.
So we had Boner candidate number 1, we're America, bitch. When asked to explain the Trump doctrine, top White House aide said, the Trump doctrine is we're America, bitch. That's the Trump doctrine. That was number 1. Going against Boner candidate number 2, you weren't invited, but why did you show up? More people from the Trump administration. This is a State Department spokeswoman who bashed CNN for missing an event that was closed to all media. She asked, why didn't CNN show up? It's closed to the media. That's why, ma'am. That's Boner candidate number 2. And the winner, Boner candidate number 1, we're America, bitch.
Really? Okay. Not the one I would have picked, but you did. That is Boner of the Day for June 12 now. It's qualified to be Boner of the Week. We'll decide that on Friday at about this time.
It's always nice to see our good friend, Dr. Leah Torres. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How are you?
Haven't seen you for a
Great.
while.
How are you?
Now, this is a very cool organization. I follow them on Twitter. I've been a fan of Liz Winstead's from the beginning, and this is such a great cause that she has picked up, and she started an organization called Lady Parts Justice.
Now, Liz Winstead, she's co-creator of The Daily Show. She's a comedian, writer.
Yeah.
She's just amazing.
So, Dr. Torres, why are you here to tell us about this event?
Well, we're hosting a fundraiser because we have a significant investment in independent filmmakers. And independent filmmaker Ruth Lightman of Ruthless Films is in production of a documentary series called Lady Parts Justice and the New World Order. This is a film that will document what has already happened, which was Lady Parts Justice League, Liz Winstead, comedians like Sarah Silverman went around the country doing comedy shows, as well as getting into the roots and the front lines of reproductive health access. They're escorting patients into clinics. They're doing
Past
their thing.
protesters, you mean?
Past protesters.
The fact that we still have to do that is
Exactly.
disgusting.
So, like a many documentary series, this gets into the actual what's really happening. So you get to see what's really happening, what's going on. And my hope is that this will help to destigmatize abortion. If you think about it, it's a medical procedure, and what Liz Winstead has been doing, and very effectively, I think, is using her comedian platform to help destigmatize abortion and show how ridiculous it is that this medical procedure is actually stigmatized.
So there's an event tomorrow, right? At Industrious SLC Space. Where is that?
It's right over here, isn't it?
It's next door.
Yeah.
It's just east of here. It's at 10 West Broadway. It's on the 7th floor. This is an amazing space. If I could have an office space that didn't require a clinical table, I would totally go here. It's got beautiful views. We're going to have food from La Bella Vita. We have beverages. We have all of the things that you need, as well as the sneak preview clips from the film.
And so you're asking for people to come buy a ticket and come to this?
Yes, tickets are on the Eventbrite page. Donations as you see fit and worthy. We would like to see maybe a $20 ticket donation just for the food and the drink issue, but it's going to be a great time. I'm giving out free hugs. I took a page from Richie's book, giving out free hugs.
So now tell people how they can get tickets. Some people are not familiar with the Eventbrite situation.
Well, it's on my Twitter, all over the place.
Okay, which is?
Leah N. Torres.
Mm-hmm.
N as in Nicole.
Okay.
So you can find it on my Twitter. It's all over Facebook. It's on the Marketing SLC Facebook. I've posted it actually in a variety of Utah Facebook events pages, so it should be readily available, but I also sent it to Richie to hopefully put it on
then
the-
he'll post it on our
the
social
website.
medias.
Yeah, it's already there.
You know, it is there.
Dylan's giving me the thumbs up. So
All right.
Go to x96.com and you can buy. It'll link you to where you can buy tickets for this event. It's tomorrow, right here downtown at Industrious SLC Space, which is 10 West Broadway, and it's to support this reproductive rights, not just here in Utah but all over the
all
country
over.
and the world. Right?
Yes, absolutely. The important aspect of this grassroots movement is to remove the stigma that has been placed on this medical procedure with misinformation and peddling of horribleness, basically.
And if you don't believe it, follow Lady Parts Justice League on Twitter.
Mhm.
It's really informative, and it's shocking.
I find it difficult to read about it because it's.
But that's
I don't
part
like
of the problem.
looking at
You
it.
need
You know.
you need to be involved with it.
Yeah, I know. I am. I just hate reading about how people are stigmatized for procedures that they need, and it's all
It's
part.
healthcare.
It's but it's all part of keeping women in their place.
Exactly.
And I can't stand it.
I mean,
I won't have it.
I won't have it either.
Let's none of us have it.
I mean, there are some states where there's only like 2 clinics.
Like this one.
Yeah, like our state, we have 2.
Yeah.
And that's just ridiculous.
And there are people here who would like there to be zero clinics. You know.
Exactly.
It's in the works, and it's gaining momentum, which is why we have to fight back extra hard. So please come out tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. What else are you doing after work on a Wednesday?
Exactly.
You're already downtown. Come out.
All right.
So-
We'll have it on our social media, yours as well.
I'll retweet it as well. Thanks, doctor Torres.
Thank you guys
very
so much.
All right, we got to take a break. Gina?
Black Velvet Boutique, 293 South State Street in Clearfield, or blackvelvetboutique.com. They are a sexual wellness resource, locally owned and operated. When it comes to your sexual partner, like with any healthy relationship, communication is key. Listen to them. It's okay to talk about it.
I'm sorry, what?
You need to go to Black Velvet Boutique.
I know.
Being confident in the bedroom is sexy, and knowledge helps you get to your most confident, sexy self. And they're still having this inventory reduction sale. Mention Radio from Hell, and you'll get 30% off all lingerie at Black Velvet Boutique. They're open 7 days a week, 293 South State Street in Clearfield, or blackvelvetboutique.com.
X96 is your home for X96.
All right, 9:50.
I got a direct message on my Twitter feed early this morning. I just remembered this. Came in 6 hours ago.
Yeah.
Says, good morning, Mr. Allred.
Good morning.
Wanted to take a moment to thank you for the quality entertainment over the last few years I've known of Radio from Hell. I just finished up a 19-hour workday, and I'm on my way home to Idaho. One last thing. Your bit of getting pissed at Gina actually saved my life.
Saved his life.
Your loud shouting woke me back up in time to correct me from going off the interstate into a very unfriendly median. Thanks again, Bill.
Saving lives.
So me yelling at you.
So
they were listening.
He should thank me for doing something aggravating enough to cause you
exactly
to yell.
I'll mention that when I respond to Bray Smith, who apparently listens. I'm guessing he listens to podcasts as he's driving home to Idaho.
Feel free to use podcast. I mean, we love it when you listen live, but feel free to use podcasts to keep you awake
and alive.
Or, as we have had other friends of the program say, the yelling calms them down.
That woman I was talking to at the Pride Parade, and she said, I just love listening to you right before I go to sleep. Your show really calms me down. I listen to it for 30 minutes. I said, well, what about when I yell? She said, oh, that calms me even more. I just love it.
So it does both.
Yeah.
It's a business of sadists and masochists, and you know which one you are.
Hi.
Can I have you follow me around and just yell at me?
I was just
that
wondering.
Would keep me very calm.
Are you this is the Coke delivery guy? Apparently,
you finally had to break down and bring your own.
I brought my own.
Your own is Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. This should get me through the day.
We usually have some here. We're actually very spoiled that we get a fully stocked Coke
our
fridge.
free soda.
Yeah, boy.
And I've been spoiled.
Oh, that is something.
It is.
Free soda.
It is for me. I drink a lot of soda.
Man, you know that you're in a top-notch organization when they say, "Hey, free sodas."
I'm digging it, man.
He's making fun, but that's what I think.
I'm with you.
Well, for those of us who drink sodas or who don't drink sodas, it would perhaps be, "Where's the wine bar? Free wine bar."
Then you
get water. That's free too.
What's your name again?
I'm John. Hi.
John High.
You know what I've had for the first time in 15 years?
What's that?
Red meat.
15 years.
15 years.
And when did you have this red meat?
I went to Arby's.
When was this?
Saturday.
Have you had a bowel movement since then?
I have.
Okay.
I ate, seriously, I ate red meat for the first time in 15 years, and I don't remember ever having Arby's before. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I want to go back. You're sure that that's meat? Oh, it
absolutely.
Is.
Oh, absolutely.
They have the meat.
They've got the meat. Right. That's their thing. So I ate Arby's for 4 days.
4 days?
4 days.
Because it was so delicious.
It was so good.
And you really did have a bowel movement after that, because I would think it would just make you block you all up.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I was going too
now,
much.
why no beef for 15 years?
Because it would back me up.
See?
And so it was like
beef is wonderful.
It was trying to pass a softball.
It is, but you have a big steak, it's going to hang in there for a while.
Well, and then I thought maybe the beef would slow it down some, and I can get more work done because I'm spending too much time in the can.
That's why you tweet so much. Okay.
Did you have the horsey sauce?
I don't know. Whatever they put on the beef and cheddar.
That's just the cheddar sauce.
Yeah.
There's something else on there.
Do they also put the Arby's sauce on there?
I think there's some Arby's sauce on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do.
We got the Arby's guy in there.
And it was actually Richie's ad lib that got me there because I was driving down. I was driving to Harbor Freight on State Street because I'm going to scout camp next week and I needed some supplies.
And you needed some Harbor Freight.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get me an Arby's.
Look at you.
And I ate nothing but for 4 straight
Look at you,
days.
Richie. You've created a new Arby's fan with your ad campaign.
Have the curly fries?
I did.
Yeah.
Those are good too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm walking around and I'm telling everybody, I'm like, have you ever had Arby's before?
It's fairly well known that people eat at Arby's.
You ever hear this? This Arby's? Have you heard of this?
Have you ever heard of this place? This place has been here the whole time, and I haven't ever eaten there.
When my I forget what school he was in, but that was a field trip they took. They went on a tour of Arby's.
Well, they're just preparing them for their futures.
Yeah, probably.
Don't you remember Don't Worry, Mom, I'm eating at Arby's?
No, I don't remember that.
No?
Mm-mm. See, I was a Roy Rogers man myself. The Roy Rogers.
Wow.
All right.
Roy Rogers roast beef.
Let's move along.
And then the Kenny Rogers roasters.
I missed the Kenny Rogers roast.
But the Arby's
there was one of those across the street from my high school.
Yeah, but the Arby's is,
I love me some Arby's.
They got the meats.
Let's do promo and get out of here.
Have you ever had Arby's?
Yes.
On Wednesday's Radio from Hell show,
send us your things that must go to radiofromhell@x96.com. We will read them at 6:45 and 8:45, and that's the first step to getting those things out of your life.
And then at 7:45, it's Sister Dottie S. Dixon. She's coming up all the way from Spanish Fork to share her wit and her wisdom.
And at 9 a.m., Corey will be here with his community and concert calendar.
That's Wednesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
No, I love the Arby's.
It's Arby's, dude.
Oh, the beef and cheddar has a sauce called Red Ranch, which is not Arby's sauce.
So I need to try the Arby's sauce.
Yes.
So I just like the traditional, just 2 pieces of bread, the roast beef, and then just douse it with horsey sauce.
That's your basic Arby's sandwich.
Horseradish sauce.
I also had a cheeseburger over the weekend.
Ah, nice.
Which I had not
Boy,
had.
you're just going all over the place.
Red meat.
Wow.
Literally going all over the place.
I am a carnivore.
Welcome back. What you got going?
Giving away Alice Merton tickets today.
Good.
Which they don't even go on sale until Friday, so you can get them early.
Okay.
Early. And, I'll play some songs.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Looks like a man with plumbing on his mind.
Yeah, well, good luck in radio.
KXRK Provo. John Smith is next.
Thank you. Keep listening.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now.
What do you think?
Utah's original alternative, X96.